in your hair, get your boots on dear, cause we're going out there, don't care about the dress code, put it on, let's go, girls go wild, cause we're going out fresco, ha, no need to perform, hands on our bodies gonna keep us feels warm, we need social reform, cause we're just so criminal, linguist subliminal, damage is minimal, 4% our largest fraction, massive attraction, girl, action, stop that, I'm gonna need a redaction, drop that, you already got your reaction, me, I'm gonna keep on smiling, you're gonna need restyling, I got a quote back from the jeweler, you're getting 20% cooler. Yeah, own this beat, you can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic, we're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up, we're getting 20% cooler. 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 Reduce that trouble, there's an 8 or a 9 who think they're on my level like a rebel in a bunker, getting shot with a mortar. Bump up and down cause I think you're order. Place your hand on my thigh, don't be coy, I can hear you sigh. Grinding your hips, I'll be flashing my pink, and in 10 seconds flat, you'll be back with a drink. Whoa! Bring out the Bacardi! Swing and sparkle up in the party, tap that like a phone in a cold war room on the 3rd floor, knocking on my front door. Me, I'm kind of a rarity. You work that dexterity. Lean back now, here's what I meant. Getting caught up like 20%. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler. 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 Yeah, own this beat. You can call me a king or a ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler.
Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is today? I was like, oh no, I'll casually just like, I don't know, go live, talk about it. The jar video comes out. That's kind of interesting. I was like, get fucking stream cucked by Diesel going live 15 minutes early. After, oh Becca, I don't care about the ACC stuff. It's not that interesting, Becca. I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking kill me. Okay. I shouldn't be muted. Am I muted? I fucking shouldn't be. I can hear music in the background. Why can I hear things in the background? Apparently I'm just going fucking crazy. Okay. Right, okay. I can hear like okay. I know what it is. Right. Okay, cool. Fuck. Jesus Christ. I start late. Telling him prepared. I've been away. I've been away for a little bit. We are now remonetized, by the way. Our AdSense works. You should be able to super chat. Anybody who wants to test that for us, that would be much appreciated. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Where the fuck do I start with this? I'm gonna have Kumo on. I have messaged him. So like he'll message me back, I assume, and we'll talk about some of this stuff. The Just a Robot shit's insane. What's the hoodie? This is a Medica hoodie. It's a Halloween Medica hoodie. So it's fuck. What do I do? Okay. So let's give a rundown of why I haven't talked about the SYNNI stuff. The SYNNI stuff's insane. I think I've said this before. I've disagreed with Kumo on Kumo getting I don't know, what's a good way to put this? I think getting involved. Hey, thank you for the test. Oh, by the way, Sony, thank you for the 5 gifted. 07, much appreciated. Sorry, happened during the music. Good evening to me. What the hell did I miss? Holy shit, you missed so fucking much. Okay, so I've disagreed with Kumo on getting too close to things. Now, I think there is a difference between kind of how general kind of commentary deals with things and how the ACC deals with things. I don't think this is unusual, and I also think that, as I've said before, I think Kumu can be very tunnel visioned with Sinny's a fucking degenerate, fuck Sinny, into let's talk about Birdie. Hey, Rage, thank you for the 10. Crabman is back after planting his feet on natural soil. Yeah, my God, guys, I did so much walking. So much walking. I walked around like 2 different fucking cities looking at shit. Ugh. Okay. What did Jar do? Jar pulled a Coyote Lovely. Which was hilarious when he said it on Chuds, because I was thinking you've basically done exactly what fucking Coyote did. What the fuck is wrong with you? And seemed to get like very close to Sinny. Now, like, people have had their criticisms for Kumu. Let's not beat around the bush. What people have accused Kumu of doing is actually what Jar did. Now, for those of you who've never talked to a source or never tried to get like information out or like work a story, people have different. He was very flirtatious, Thuman. He was very flirtatious. You can get a bit too like. What's a good way to put this? You can get to a point where you're talking to somebody like they're a normal person, even if they're not, because you're just trying to get like through a bit or get them to talk about things. You've got to build rapport. I've heard this criticism thrown at Diesel. I've had this criticism thrown at me. Like, I don't think people remembered, like, during the ACC stuff, this is one of the reasons that like shit went down with Crystal, because Crystal was making these accusations towards me. Of like, oh, Beckett's too close to Lyo. Beckett won't criticize Lyo anymore. They're friends now. That kind of shit. And it's very, very deeply fucking unhelpful. That said, I think Chud's coverage is very fair. I think it's reasonable to look into those timelines. I think I said to Kumu earlier today, we're probably going to talk about that anyway. Because I think Kumu is fairly transparent with stuff. I think the fact that he shared his DMs at all is a sign of that. Like, that Kumu views this as, you know, whatever. And also, let's be clear, I think everyone's gonna have, you know, like, if my DMs with Lyo Convoy came out, like, Kumu and I were talking about this, be like, wow, you're talking about, like, fucking toys with Lyo Convoy. Why? And it's like, well, partly that's how you build fucking rapport with people. But also, you know, there's the separation of the drama from everything else day to day. Crabman is back for the 5. Sony, thank you. Yes, we're going to try and make up for the month we've just fucking lost. But let's be clear about things. Oh, new Cope and Seethe logo. Yeah, I hated the old one. I didn't hate it. It just didn't work. It didn't work for me. So, Kat did me another one. She was already thinking about it, which was quite nice of her. Anyway. A lot of this stuff seems to be a complete fucking mess, which has been everyone's take on Sinny Birdie stuff. I do want to say, like, pretty publicly as well, just for transparency, I've been critical with Kumo. Kumo's been pretty receptive to that. He hasn't just, like, screamed at me or stamped his feet. He has been thinking about things. I also accept the arguments that he doesn't want Sinny to just, like, fucking off themselves. I think that's completely reasonable. Go Rise with a 5. Hi, you're going to need to catch the VOD since it's NMS night with my bestie in a bit. But have some money, thank you. Much appreciated. Yes, as always, the VOD will be here for you when you have time. Like, I think Kumu's been pretty receptive to that and is pretty understanding of why people have these criticisms and issues. So I don't think he's running from that. I certainly don't think he's I don't think he's dodged that. He didn't with Chud. And on the other kind of flip side of all of this, I think that one of the big problems as well, like, I mean, my argument to Kumu was this, and I'll reiterate this when he shows up. And I haven't called him yet, was Sinny is a fucking liability. Aside from anything else people want to say about Sinny, Sinny is a liability. People like this are. So when you put, like, a lot of eggs in that basket, it can lead to issues. With the kind of conversation of how people getting too close to stories, does happens all the time. But if Kumu is prepared to share his DMs, I think that that's a pretty good sign that he at least views them objectively. And yeah, I think that's pretty commendable that he's actually prepared to share them. I can tell you for a fact, a lot of people who work stories would not be comfortable giving their DMs out with the people that they've been talking to, because quite often they're not going to make them look good, especially if you're working an angle. So yeah, that's sort of my like fucking mental spiel, because holy shit. Now, like, I've also got Jar's DMs with SYNNI. I kind of want to talk about the shit with Jar. I wanted to talk about Jar for a while, as some of you may have guessed from the fucking from the conversation with the Kumo. I don't think this should come as any sort of a shock that this is Jar's positioning. Again, very honest at least, because Jar is saying, hey, I just want more friends. All my friends have got cancelled. Yeah, maybe the fact that all those friends of yours got fucking cancelled and now you're considering making other videos on ACC people is a bit of a fucking sign. Maybe that's a hint that you should have got, picked a side a bit sooner than now. The fuck are you doing? So, I mean, again, it's going to be interesting. Diorio is now engaged. I think he's talking about this later tonight. Queeman's going to be talking about it. I think this is going to definitely be an ACC topic for a little bit. Fucking hell. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, chat? Fucking hell. I knew it. I knew I'd curse myself. Let's talk about the SYNNI Bear stuff. Fucking. Because everything burns to a fucking ground around my ears. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Love also how Birdie is upset people are running this when they've released it to the public. Sorry, honey, once it's out, anyone can talk about it. It's the internet, grow up. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen some of the shit with Birdie. I do not fucking care about anything they have to say. My opinions on Birdie are basically that Birdie is a freak. And has been constantly. It's very understandable why Birdie is a lolcow. I think anybody treating Birdie like a victim, or that they're running with this whole thing of, well, look at the shit SYNNI did to Birdie, is going to be in for a shock over time. I think that's a very dangerous thing to nail yourself to. I don't think we know what happened behind the scenes. I think that from what I've heard, it's not particularly good, and the little bits of evidence I've seen, admittedly, only pieces, not particularly fucking great. So I don't think I've got much sympathies there. I think my feelings towards SYNNI have been pretty consistent from what I've seen. I think this shit's pretty fucking, at the very least, get off the internet. I don't know whether it comes to the point of like criminal involvement, because that's what everyone always wants to fucking talk about. But I think that people can get these connections, and then it becomes very hard to make the call outs. And we also have this problem of black and white thinking, where we go, this person's good, this person's bad, so obviously we need to defend this person because the bad person's there. And it's just fucking frustrating. Good evening, Jibs, by the way. Jibs is another person I'd like to hear the opinions of on this as well. I'm interested to hear Jibs's take, because Jibs has, I think, been knocking around this story as well. The only thing I can comment on it is there's a difference between developing trust and understanding with the source versus becoming friends with them, getting close. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna drag Kumo in. Okay. There, we'll bring in a Kumo. Hey, hello, buddy. How you doing, man?
Hey, man.
Oh, you are quiet.
Oh, sorry. I'll turn my gain up. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a bit better. How you doing?
Okay. I was just on Chud's stream, and then I was just watching the rest of his stream, and I didn't expect such gung ho, proactive devil's advocacy. It caught me off guard for sure.
In what direction?
In the sense that I didn't understand how any of what I was saying was being was like giving people different like expectations. I thought I was being very like clear and blunt, but oh, and I also didn't really, I don't know, it kind of bothers me like as much he continues to like keep saying like I'm like defending SYNNI, and then he said like in the DMs where I was giving her advice on what she should say in her video that was enabling, and I'm like, I'm not sure how that's enabling. You know, I never said what she did was okay. I was giving her advice as to how to present herself in her video, and then ultimately that was nothing like what the revised script even said.
So let's give it like a rundown of this, because you know,
Mhm.
I feel like I've known you a while. I know you. I
Mhm.
think I know how you think and work quite well. Sorry, this is gonna really fucking autistically annoy me if I don't fix this little section of screen. There we go. There we go. My fucking ADHD showing. Right. Okay. So I saw those DMs. And I think I when we've discussed this previously in private, my concern that I flagged to you was that when you get involved with somebody, and a story, and you're having those conversations, you can, while building a rapport with somebody, be quite friendly with them, and then when those kind of like, when that's seen from the outside, it's like, well, how close is that relationship really? So this is like one of the things with Jar. It wasn't disclosed. Jar's DMs, which we'll have a look at together, are pretty like, it seems pretty obvious that Jar is building that friendship, that he's talking to SYNNI the same way I've heard Jar talks to other people. And so his coverage is miles away from fucking neutral or unbiased. Is that fair?
Sorry, sorry, I have like a million people fucking DMing me at once.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
What was that?
So essentially with Jar's coverage, Jar is so obviously of a bias, where he is trying to get SYNNI to be friends with him, that any coverage he produces is going to lack, is not going to be fair to the story. It's only going to be to defend SYNNI, which is exactly the video he produced. Is that fair?
Yeah, I guess like the only discrepancy I have there is it's like it's very obvious that he wanted more than just like to be her friend or to get her to be his friend. I think he like very obviously wanted more than that. And there was like, you know, we're working on, well, the plan was to go on Chud's stream, but Jar bitched out and said, "No, I refuse to talk to Kumo," but I wanted to go in and sort of ask him these hard-hitting questions and ask him for like the unedited interview, and then ask him if this particular thing happened. But SYNNI came into call last night, and like we asked her, you know, did he make any passes at you? Because we people who were watching the video in my server were speculating that he was like flirting with her in the interview. And so
Sure.
SYNNI came in and we asked her. We were like, "Hey, SYNNI, did he make any passes at you when in your interactions with him?" And she paraphrased that he said something. He told her something along the lines that his girlfriend is mad at him. She thinks he's trying to run away with SYNNI and get like leave her. Um,
Sure.
and then she followed up by saying when she told him, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause trouble," he said, "Well, you are my type." So, and this is like perfectly believable. Like I'm taking it with a salt shaker, but I actually believe Jar would have this kind of interaction. I mean, especially given what else like Queeman and FBS Diesel came in to talk about, and
Yeah. I mean,
including his
I'm
DMs with SYNNI.
yeah. I'm familiar with Jar, from that side as well. I know who
Yeah,
Diesel's talking about.
but
So
other than that, I think your assessment was accurate.
so I think part of the criticism that's going to come your way is this, and this is what I said to you, myself, and like I want to be really clear with the audience as well, because I want to be really open. I think this is along the lines of what I've said already, in that, you know, we've talked. I was able to disagree with you on certain points, and you've been really reasonable and receptive to that. You haven't like schizoed out at me and freaked out or done anything. You've just been like, okay, that's reasonable, I'll take that on board.
Oh yeah, if anything, you helped me refine my take.
Yeah, I think, and this is one of those things where like I can see in those DMs bits of you doing that with Cine. I think that part
Doing what with Cine?
like when you're talking to Cine, you can like what's a good way to put this? You're like refining down where her like insanity is so that she can make
Yeah.
sort of correct, like go, I need to address these things and then fuck off, which seems to be like your intention basically.
Yeah, it kind of ties into like when I kept mentioning how like the way she was originally planning to make this video before we stepped in was like it was going to be like a multi-hour like feature length film. Like it probably would have been 3+ hours long because I'm still in it, by the way, and I have it all exported, but she had a Discord server with new chat rooms she created specifically for her to like type out her script, but in a sense it just turned into her venting. um so like
Sure.
I understand people have an issue with like the coaching, but like effectively I never like said, oh, what Cindy did is okay, or Cindy should say what she did was okay, and Cindy should like defend herself and like defend her honor and like try to clean her reputation. It was more so just like, no, clear the air and like
Okay, so
clear up the
here's
misconceptions.
my read on those DMs from what I've seen of Chud going over them. And
Hmm.
obviously I'm prepping for stream and everything else, so I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
things set. My impression is that a lot of this is you trying to get Cine out of the way. Of where you want to go with the conversation about Birdie. That's my impression. I think your actual bias is that you want to stop the conversation about Cine to an extent, get it to fuck off so you can go at Birdie. And I understand why you want to do that. Because I've seen some of the shit with Birdie as well.
Yeah, I think I've been open about that.
Yeah,
I just
I
don't
don't
think
think
I've
that's
been
hidden.
like shouting that from the rooftops because it's like never what people are interested in.
But I think you're gonna catch criticism because and admittedly, because I know you and I have a bias here because I I I like you. You know, I consider you somebody who
Hmm.
I'm like internet friends with, and I also like have watched you work through other dramas and stories that I sort of have that take with you. But for those who don't know you, I can also see the other side of this take where it looks like oh well, you're very friendly with Cindy, that's why you want to get her out of the way so she's not catching the flag, which I don't think's your intention, but I think it's a way those DMs can be read, which is why I think Chud wants to look at like where your previous coverage has been, what you've previously said, because
Yeah, I'm actually annoyed because that stream, like I remember how that stream went, and I even disclosed that like I was in contact with Cindy and that I chose to be Cindy's friend and stuff. Um, but those streams I had to delete them because there was an artist who goes by Emlem who was creating a fuss on in the comments and then sending people to my Discord and shit, and then later on Twitter, um, saying that I stole their art. And I think the semantics of it are really gay and annoying, but like the reality of it was I was making my thumbnail on the for the birdie stream. I was like, okay, I typically make art for my own art, use my own art in my thumbnails, for my even for my streams. But I don't have any art of Birdie, and I'm not gonna make Birdie free art. So let me just go like look up the fucking Birdie drama videos about Birdie, and take somebody else's like depiction of Birdie. Um, and so I found a thumbnail. Because it was a YouTube video in Google Images that it was
Mhm.
linked to. I found a thumbnail. I took that thumbnail and I cropped out Birdie from the thumbnail, and then I put it in my thumbnail. And as I go through and I edit my thumbnail, I add all kinds of effects and shit. And so like the quality, the even I think even the saturation and there are even like effects over the top of like the still of Birdie I used in my thumbnail. Um, like they've effectively it was my own original thumbnail that included my own assets and stuff, and it was very different from the piece that they were saying I stole. And so they started this like art theft narrative, and then this person was trying to like pedantically cite copyright laws and cherry pick shit to say that, oh, I'm violating their copyright. And I'm like, no, that's actually not how YouTube thumbnails work. And it was like a whole like mini drama
Yeah,
amidst
I mean,
everyone claiming I was defending Cine.
I mean, I'm
Anyway, long
fucking
story
familiar with
short,
the
this
thumbnail
person
shit. Like,
copyright
yeah,
yeah, long story short, this person copyright struck both of my streams because my internet died in the middle of it, so I had to restart an hour in.
okay.
So I had 2 copyright strikes, and I have the emails for them still. I received 2 copyright strikes from the artist. They claimed the entire fucking video, the entirety of both streams. They never specified what was copyrighted, and so I had like, I think I had like, they said I had like 9 days or something to take them down, or the strikes would be the strikes would go on my channel, and then I could dispute it then legally. So it was abuse of the system, and Emlem has like gone around and like explained that she was trying to resend them, and she had a change of heart or whatever, realized I was right or whatever. I I had to delete the streams because I was like, no, I'm not about to get my fucking channel nuked.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I think you've spoken on other places as well. Let's sorry, I can see the artist comments of like, that's still left. I mean, look, I've been through this conversation with my thumbnails. I think I've been pretty much I've been pretty consistent with this. Of I think that art in thumbnails is a weird line to draw. If you have an issue with it, contact the creator. That's my line. I think if you're going to go and strike things, I'm probably not going to be particularly sympathetic to you.
I just told them to fuck off, and so they took it to that extreme. To me, though, it's just like a really stupid hill to die on, because I'm an artist, and whenever people like make videos that like they'll say the most egregious shit about me, they'll use my art in their thumbnails, and like I don't like, it's like nobody's ever advocated
Yeah, I mean,
for me.
I'll be
like,
honest.
oh, did you ask to use this art?
You know, it's
kind
one of
ridiculous.
these where it's a very very ACC drama, if I'm honest. And yeah, look, it's a very ACC drama. Okay, so what I'd say is this: do you think? So one of the questions Chud asked was, when do you think your take changed with SYNNI? From kind of like something you said earlier, where it's like, I don't know if you're guilty of it like of being the thing that you're being accused of. I mean, now your position seems to be much stronger of, yeah, these were really egregious. So what changed that position?
It wasn't like that the position was changed, it was that the language was more refined, and like I better understood how to phrase what it was that SYNNI did wrong. And I think there was a lot of discrepancies initially with the language I used to describe what was wrong, but it wasn't like, and it was acknowledged even on streams that I joined that they don't think that that was like my intent to like downplay what was going on. So like the like phrases I've coined, like locker room talk or girl talk, people were like getting really upset because they're like, oh, well, that's not as bad as what it is. And I'm like, well, no shit, I'm not saying, like, I even over explained how, like, yes, these aren't the exact same things, but this is sort of like the closest like concept I can compare it to, because everything else I try to compare it to, it's like, well, no, it's not even really fundamentally similar in any capacity. It's like, yes, the like two-dimensional act of like, she sent this to XYZ, yes, that is absolutely like a correct statement. And it's just a sort of like dumbed down version of what she did. And in a way, it downplays what the severity of what her issue was. But I wouldn't say that like I've changed my take. I'd say I've just refined it more, and I've actually I've acknowledged, like I'd say the biggest thing I've like walked back is I've acknowledged now that after seeing things that I neglected to invest my full attention into, I can totally, like, I think it's totally reasonable that people are saying, oh yeah, this looks like grooming. I think it's not like I don't think there's like a cognitive dissonance when people are coming to that conclusion. I just think it's like technically on a very technical and important level very incorrect to use that, because like I said on Chud's stream, it's like trying to put a band-aid on a fucking bullet hole. It's like it's so easy to just call her a pedo and leave it at that, but there are clearly more underlying issues. Like,
do you
her
think
not
that
talking to
SYNNI...
kids is going to solve this. We call her a pedophile so people hide their kids.
Well, I mean, okay, but at some level, her not talking to kids does solve a problem, because I can accept that
it does
SYNNI
solve
is
a problem,
human
but
being,
it doesn't solve
but
the
like,
full. It doesn't solve the full problem, though. That's what my issue is.
so what do you think the full problem is?
I think calling it what it is so that people can be more like alert and aware. Like when you just hyper focus it onto kids, you're leaving the door open. Like she could clearly like do this to adults who don't consent. Like that's the importance of it. So it's like when you're so fixated on saying, oh, kids, because we just want to ruin her reputation and call her a pedophile rather than actually like caring about the subject, I think it's objectively more harmful, because if it's just kids, yes, naturally adults are not going to want to hang out with her. But what about like what about like the adults that do, right? Well, those people are also on the table, because it's not specifically like kids that she's a danger to. It's everyone and herself. And so I think just calling it kids is like, yes, that can be a benefit, but it's like that's not even remotely how big of a problem this is. Like this is more than just kids. Is what I'm saying.
But and I accept that, sure. Like there are plenty of vulnerable people who are over 18 within the ACC. Don't I fucking know it? But one of your criticisms for Jar was you're giving that he's giving SYNNI false hope that there is like a way to come back, and I completely accept that criticism. And like I'm so glad I'm here for this. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I whenever I see Jar, I'm just like, that's a domino that probably should have fallen a while ago. So, but I'm going to kind of throw that back to you. Do you think that the conversations that you had with Goblin, Evan, and SYNNI, and that group chat, and the support network that brought in, and I accept your arguments that you just don't want her to delete, but do you think that also creates a false hope that there is a community that she can belong to that is going to in some way be a comeback?
I specifically have like been very clear with her, and I told you in private. I was like, I paraphrased what I said, and I'll paraphrase it again. I told SYNNI, like myself, like my words directly out of my mouth in a call with her, that I don't think it's in the cards for her to come back to content creation. And I said I don't even think it's a good idea for her to stay on social media, for like a long laundry list of reasons. And I've actually had heavy disagreements with Goblin and Evan and some of the others whenever they're telling her, maybe you could just like come back later and keep it like 18 plus, and you can make a place for yourself in the NSFW community. And I've disagreed with that even. I'm not really
there's nowhere that
SYNNI
comes back.
that she could come back.
There is
I'm not really on board
that,
with that idea. I think that's really naive. Not even because like not even because like, oh, what SYNNI did is bad and she's just completely irredeemable. I'm not fucking judge, jury, and executioner. I can't tell you if someone's redeemable or not. But what I can tell you for sure, like logically speaking, like based in fact, SYNNI couldn't even try to come back given the community she's trying to come back to, and the way she like conducted herself in this. She's effectively locked herself out locked herself out of her own house with the key like on the opposite end on the dresser. Like I think I've been very clear about that. And so yeah, I don't really agree with this notion that she could come back from it. And it's been a very heavy emphasis from me on my part with SYNNI that she needs to get her real life in order. Like, yes, I helped her with like the script. I revised it because otherwise it was going to be significantly worse. But this isn't like I don't think I'm giving her false hope, but I can understand like definitely there are some aspects that
you can see in
we've
the
had some
like you can see in the DMs that like that friendliness suggests, because like I'll be honest, if I had DMs with SYNNI, they would probably look
apathetic and blunt.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have had DMs with SYNNI. I think my position is like very, very much like wood chippery with this kind of stuff, because I'm just
which
like
I can understand.
Both from the liability side of view and the you know, what SYNNI was involved in. But I think the problem is that you're dealing with people who are given to, thank you for the membership, by the way, Ellington, who are very given to what's a good way to put this? They're very given to going, hey, this person likes me, this person's my friend, therefore that's like enough that if one person can believe me, they will pin everything on that. We've just gone through the Bo Black stuff, and Bo Black's is literally a drama where Bo Black's just wanted one person to agree with him, even if that person was fucking Smaggle, who was clearly pushing him to do the dumbest thing possible. And I think I have a similar problem with the potentials of SYNNI, and this comes back to the liability, kind of the fact that she's a liability. That when you have that nice conversation with SYNNI, and I think from your perspective, you're like, let's just get out of the way, then they can fuck off. But to someone like SYNNI, who is just looking for a confirmation bias, you may end up in a position where you become that confirmation bias, and then they go, oh, I could come back. And in the same way they did in the terrible response video, they said, oh, I spoke to Kumo. So they invoke you, which again weakens your ability to criticize and means you're going to catch more flack.
I think it weakens my ability for my criticism to be interpreted like faithfully, as in like what I've actually said. I think it just opens the door for like more speculation and like sort of like conspiracy theories. But I actually disagree with this notion that like the way I interact with SYNNI affects my takes. I don't know if that's what people keep implying, but it's sort of like been the notion of
Sorry, the way your takes are going to be read. I can understand other people having that criticism,
yeah,
but I'm
I
just going to stick
understand the way
with
my
what
takes
I'm
are going to be
saying.
read.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, if it's just the way my takes are going to be read, I try not to concern myself with that too much, because I'm of the belief that if people are going to be bad faith, they're going to be bad faith. And so if I'm sitting here stressing about optics and how they're going to receive something, I feel like I'm spending more time worrying about the inevitable rather than just like giving my honest take and like being like forthright with what I believe on the subject. You know, I understand the angle. Like I think self-preservation is important, and I can't knock anyone for self-preservation. But that's not like the focus of like how I approach things, and I think you know that
Yeah,
about me
no,
by
and
now.
again, this is why I'm not going to come to you and look at those DMs and be like, you were friends with SYNNI, what the fuck are you doing? I think it's a similar thing of I've got the advantage, and again, also the bias of knowing you
Yeah.
for longer than this drama.
Could you hold that thought real quick? I need to grab something. It'll take me like 20 seconds.
Ellington Moose, I think I need a desert island with no internet. You and me fucking both. I had a nice time while I was away. And Art Crypto, who would win an all-season battle, Jar or Bo Blacks? We all know it's Jar. Holy fucking shit. Oh. Can we all agree SYNNI is the problem? I don't think SYNNI's the only problem here, but I think look, again, my view on this is like pretty simple. I think when you've got people like that, there's a reason like during all the Lio and Peaches stuff, there were people who I didn't want to bring on and I didn't want to like platform. I remember a few people saying, oh, I really like the way Cope and Seethe does their call-ins. You get like 3 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, because these people, some of them, should not, like, airtime is not going to help them. It's not going to benefit them. It's going to do the fucking opposite. And I just like, and with people like SYNNI, I think that like like there is no good situation where someone like SYNNI gets out ahead of anything, because SYNNI is just like a fuck up. Again, aside from everything else that is wrong with SYNNI Bear. But yeah, like, and again, like, I can see people like talking about the legalities and stuff and like all the other things, and it's just like, from my level of concern, should I fucking have one beyond like fucking ripping my hair out how insane this fucking drama is? There's an element where you just look at it and go, okay, this person is fucking done. Like, fuck them. So you just leave it alone. And then if you want to talk about someone like Birdie, which again, from what I've seen, I have an interest in talking about. It should be a separate thing. And the problem is all these things are interlinked. And we can see this on Chud's stream because Jar is talking about Coyote, about Peaches, about fucking Doodle Tones, and all the other fucking links with like Lio Convoy that is going to be completely lost on 90% of people who look at any of this. Whereas I'm sat there going, yeah, it's a fucking day ending in Y. Her response was definitely awful and she needs some serious help. I mean, okay. Jibs. Because Jibs knows that I like Jibs. I have a lot of time for Jibs. But I also think that, like, you guys can't save everyone. Please stop trying to save everyone. Because there is a certain point where you just fucking can't. Nobody is going to be able to save Brian Mullins. Nobody is going to be able to save... No one can save Boblax. You can't help these people, and like they will drag you down with them, and that is something that bothers me because you know I think that certain people who get involved with some of these retards do not deserve to get fucking dragged down with them, and I understand your concerns because you've all seen how shit kicks off in Senate, how shit kicks off in ACC, and then you go, I want to stop this person from having that thing happen to them, but you can't. You cannot intervene. This is a fucking canon event. She needs to be in therapy. Like, again, SYNNI and Birdie, from what I can see, need more than, like, you want my actual take? I don't think therapy can help these fucking people. I think heavy medication and possibly lobotomies. Okay? Conservatorship is my position.
On the lobotomy part, I agree.
Yeah, just conservativeship. I just fuck it. There is a reason that like so much autistic, insane drama kicks off in the ACC, and it's like Rosa, for example. I have seen people within the last couple of months still throw out criticisms to Rosa and be like, "Well, Rosa, you can't help Rosa. You can have sympathy for Rosa. You can have empathy." To draw it back to like a general thing. This is one of those things that like we talk about, and I'm going to invoke my degree within counterterrorism. It is quite important to be able to empathize with people who do horrific things so you can understand it. Because if you can't understand the thing that the reason somebody does something, you can't actually effectively tackle it. But it's very dangerous when you're at that point that empathy becomes true sympathy, where you're like, I want to help this person, and sometimes it's not just that they don't deserve your help, it's that there's not much you can do. And like I can see where you're coming from with stuff, but also like even the involvement of Jar in all this, like you are going to get wild cards thrown at you, like Jar's video, which are going to kick up the dirt in a drama like this, where you are like whatever narrative you're building or trying to like point to gets overshadowed by the fuck ups of other people. And I think that's happened to you a few times in this drama. Is that fair? Still with me? I'll take silence as agreement. Some people can get help, others refuse to. Look, I'm not saying that like therapy doesn't help. I'm just saying that some people are a bit too fucking far gone. There is only so much you can do without getting somebody into like permanent fucking care. And again, you've got the other side of this where people can be a risk to other people. I agree with Kumo. SYNNI can be a risk to adults and to minors. I don't think that's a fucking wild take. Is SYNNI a risk to other people around the ACC? Yeah, in multiple ways, both from shit like this, they're going to drag you down with them, and from the fact that, you know, again, they don't have fucking good impulse control or any impulse control. Oh my god. What time to be alive. What a time to be alive. By the way, like and subscribe, and our AdSense is back on, so if you've thought any of the content on Cope and Seath has been particularly good over the last month, I like to think it has, then why not reward us for previous content as well? Because I have some channel shit I need to pay for, frankly. Kumo experiencing technical difficulties? Quite possibly. We'll give him a minute, we'll be fine. Does anyone disagree with me in chat? Does anyone got any fucking takes? Jack kind of had no other choice but to stay with Cinny. Cinny was touching him, and he just ended up letting her because he couldn't do anything. He had nowhere else to live. Okay, so Jack's history is fucking incredibly long and incredibly weird. If you're asking me whether I'm going to take even like Jack's words or Cinny's words on what that relationship looked like, all their friends, by the way, because their IRL friends were like involved in all this fucking weird opsy stuff. I don't know. I don't believe it on either side. I think the whole thing was probably very weird. But yeah, I don't know. Jack can't seem to take care of themselves. And seems to like be unable to function. I don't know how they ended up living together. I don't know whether that was like discussed as a relationship. I've got no fucking idea. But it seems kind of weird that everything was kind of cool and chill until all this apps and like all these fucking ops started happening. And Cinny is vulnerable to that as well. As is Jack. I just also again wood chipper. Wood chipper, like just I fucking my sympathies are lower. Fucking hell. And Birdie didn't set any boundaries. If Birdie was that bothered by Cindy touching her, Birdie would have told her to stop the moment it happened. Yeah, there's loads of stuff with their friends that's just fucking crazy. Did you hear about Grimskull running from the net again recently? No? Wait, wasn't Grimskull the dude who was like... okay, this happened privately, but wasn't Grimskull the one who was like massively fucking critical of me, like having a conversation with Lyo? Fucking... goes around, comes around. Alright, they both come from a Kuma background, so of course something like this was going to happen. Yeah, the Kuma background for both these people is fucking bizarre, by the way. Very long running. It seems to have occurred, like... fucking like there's shit going through like Birdie's history where they're talking about they're like 12 and they're talking about fucking bestiality stuff, and I'm not just talking about the ferret. Like there's like again there are clear fucking issues there. Oh, still saving up for that boom mic from Rocky, $2. Yeah, well, we got a new monitor as well. New monitor's really helping. I can actually see things now. It's nice. It's my eyesight. I need new glasses as well. Fucking kill me. What if Birdie was too scared to say no because Cindy basically had control of him and didn't want to be homeless?
Sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. So here's the thing around Birdie. Birdie's history is so weird. I can like you may be completely right. Birdie may be like a victim of Cinny Bear, but I have no way to believe that from Birdie because of Birdie's history. Like, and I think that people who are running the side of like the Gambit side of Birdie deserves defense are falling into exactly the same fucking potential hole that people are falling into if they're like end up, and I'm not saying, I want to be clear, I'm not saying Kumo's doing this, of running defense for Cinny Bear. You end up in this fucking hole where you are running for defense for people who are crazy. And there's a reason these people have Kiwi Farms threads going back a decade. Okay, that's not just, that's not just because they randomly got discovered. What are you smoking? Cut's Choice. Favorite tobacco. Okay. And it's fine, by the way. I know that I'm focusing on the one person I can see with kind of coming in with some alternate Birdie takes. Please don't think I hate you. I don't. I'm very grateful to have you in chat. We are equal opportunities for different takes here. I think that's really based. Kumo, welcome back. Fucking hell. So yeah, I can you see my criticisms of potentially like they're such liabilities that they're going to affect your credibility when talking about this, and the other people's inputs to this are affecting the credibility of your takes, which I think was an avoidable thing. Is Kumo back? Fucking hell.
Sorry, were you talking to me? I got interrupted. I'm back.
No, you're good. You're good. Beckett hates everyone equally. True. Just very quickly, last one. SYNNI made a video where she admitted all those things. She admitted grooming the 14-year-old, then she deleted the video and basically said, Birdie made me think I was a groomer. I want to be very clear with this. I have had no other take than the shit that SYNNI did was grooming. I think I've debated you a bit on the language of it. But like I treat it as much broader. Like, I'm just like, it's whatever.
Yeah, I understand. Like I understand like just being blunt and just using that word colloquially, as long as like we're being transparent that it's just colloquial usage. But in terms of the terminology you use, you can't like groom someone on accident. In fact, like Gibbs was saying, like, oh, you know, Vita tried to say he didn't mean to groom Gibbs. It's like it's not a slippery slope. It's just a dangerous like idea to play with, to say that it could happen on accident. Like I think it's just more cut and dry to be like, yeah, this is this is a sexual misconduct. This is a crime, instead of being like, oh, this looks like grooming behavior. I think it's significantly more technical to fight against my take than to like have the initial take that everyone has, actually, because you have to sit there and like for people to reach the conclusion, they had to get super technical. And then with me, I'm just saying like, yeah, this is a crime. This isn't even like grooming, which is like a step to facilitate a crime. This is just a crime.
Yeah, I think one thing that people will miss with this is that like, and again, I'm gonna invoke Lio. Like when I was still critical of Lio, I was talking to Lio. Now, I mean, you asked me this. It's like, okay, well, I've never heard you, Beckett, shout at Lio, and I was like, yeah, I've shouted at Lio. I've had my shouting matches at him, but you sort of have to take that on faith that I've done that, because the only kind of conversations that you then hear much later on are like the Crystal conversations, where Lio and like I'm very much just going after Crystal, and Lio is there, that kind of thing, and you know, because I understand those criticisms coming to me.
Yeah,
I think they were valid.
I think if I treated you with the same faith I was being treated with about like my interactions with SYNNI, we could easily say like, oh, can we really trust you to be critical of Lio if you're, you know, cool, if you're being friendly with him and you're like not yelling at him and you're like you're talking about fucking Gundams and, you know, like
I think
with Lio, you know, I just don't really agree with that sort of like approach. I guess it's all too convenient easy for me to say, since it's the approach is on me, like it's being made towards me. But I just think like logically speaking, it's just a very flawed approach. Like I think like I don't concern myself with how people are going to interpret my take, because if people are going to like give me the least charitable interpretation, they're going to do that regardless of how I present it.
Yeah, and I want to be clear again. You know me. The reason I'm kind of running through these is because I know that after watching Chud, this is what I want to kind of hit out and like have this conversation with you. It's weird timing because I literally just wanted to come here and talk about Jar, but because I know that these are the questions that are going to come up, and I'd rather like just like have the conversation with you.
Hammer
because
them out.
The truth is like while I can like have those criticisms, and like I don't think anything I've said here is wildly different from what I've said to you in private. And
it's wild to me because I think the only discrepancy we're having. Oh shoot, my computer came unplugged. I think the only if I was roboting, that's probably why. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I think like the only like discrepancy we're really having is that I don't think you recognize that I actually agree with your takeaway that SYNNI is a like danger to herself and others. And I think like just like the preferred outcome maybe is different, but at the same time I also like don't care enough that like my preferred outcome be like accepted by everyone. I'm actually, you know, if people want legal action against SYNNI and you guys want to scrutinize SYNNI, I've been like completely in support of that. I think
the discrepancy I'm having isn't because I agree with you that what's a good way to put this? Sorry, my brain. I don't think that there is a discrepancy on the level of I think you were trying to help SYNNI. I think the discrepancy from my side is more I want to highlight how these can be read in an uncharitable way, while also saying to you, I understand where you're coming from and why you you've taken the approach you have, while being clear that I feel like the criticisms I flagged to you, and the risks are very much the ones that are going to get pushed to you anyway, because when most people, when an audience, when a viewership goes, okay, I have we hate this person, wood chipper, their approach to that person is going to be very much, why would you ever have a conversation with them? And like you had this on Hamilton's with Leia, because I watched that stream back the other day, and I think you made a very strong point that actually this is really normal to go and talk to the people who you're looking into the drama of, but that is a content creator take, and that can be very difficult to translate. And I also, I said earlier when I started that you're gonna have people who look at this situation and go, well, all of it should be condemned, like just condemn SYNNI.
Yeah,
and then
and like,
move on.
and there's also the other aspect to it from that content creator approach, that like people are taking issue with like me being nice or like friendly to SYNNI, and using like terms of endearment and trying to be like at least somewhat comforting.
Mhm.
Like I don't think people recognize, like, it's really easy to just go come at this like and look at it super black and white and be as like bad faith as possible, like we don't care about the truth. But like the reality is, if you like think about it with some more perspective, it is completely like impractical. It is impractical to just kind of come at being like interviewing and getting the other side, or speaking to the people who are involved in the subject you're planning on covering, is completely impractical to just come at them extremely fucking like apathetic and blunt, and like completely like, if you're just entirely focused on like self-preservation, and you don't sort of like show any level of like humanity to them or humility to them, you're not really going to get anywhere with them. And I think I'd like to think most people would understand that if they weren't like, if the majority of the people they actually got to ask questions to weren't like frantically panicking and over explaining.
Do you think so let's go back to like a really early point in drama, with like where like we start with the Lio Peaches stuff. When that thing happened, when the first calls we got out of it, or like was like foreshadowed, if you like, to do with like attacking Crystal, was the conversation where Lio is clearly coaching Peaches, with what's saying Crystal's coaching Peaches, would bring this thread out, and you can make these statements and it will be fine.
I think the issue with that, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think the issue with that was that they were actively trying to like control the narrative. They weren't being like honest. Like they were actively trying to like, they were adjusting, they were trying to help Peaches adjust and better plan out how to manipulate the audience, is what that kind of came off as. I don't know if that was everyone else's take, but that was my issue with the coaching in that scenario. It just seemed like they're like, oh fuck, we know that we're this is a losing battle. How can we like manipulate everyone to be on like to like continue being our sycophants?
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, and I don't think you've done the same thing here. I'm more, again, in the same way that Jar's like, oh, people are going to say he's the next Coyote, which I am going to start saying, by the way, because he has done exactly what Coyote tried to do. Do you think that, like, so like reading it right back, SYNNI's original response was going to be hours and hours and hours and long of this like autistic ranting. And I mean, the video that she did release was like an hour and a half of autistic ranting.
I think it was like under an hour.
Was it
Wasn't
after an hour? Fuck.
I think it was like almost 40 minutes.
Do you think
And
that do you think your approach was different to do you think that other people who gave SYNNI advice were trying to damage control more than you were? Or like as opposed to your approach? Sorry, I want to be careful about my language.
I think anything outside of my approach was definitely could definitely have been damage control. Like for like the way I was coming at it was, these people even if, and I've even explained this to Sydney, even if like we could magically wipe it all clean and Sydney is innocent, and then we could like prove it without shadow of a doubt that that was the case, like totally unhinged, far removed from like reality, totally fiction, hypothetical. Even if we could do that, and that's like beyond wishful thinking, that's just like that's just out of that's impossible. Even if the impossible were to happen, there's still such a large number of people based on just how like this sort of like numbers game works. There's such a large sum of people that that would not matter to. They would continue to plug their ears and regurgitate what they said, and they would do it for years. And Cindy would in this same hypothetical, Cindy 10 years down the line, hypothetically clean slate, completely impossible. I have to keep emphasizing that because if I don't, people are gonna be like, me, you said this. Completely hypothetical. Say she's entirely innocent and it's proven. 10 years down the line, there's still gonna be like 100 people saying she's a pedophile, right? And so that was kind of the logic behind like my approach. That it's like, hey, if you're going to like take responsibility, that is between you and whatever rock you pray to at the end of the day.
Sure.
And I've kind of always had this take that like I think adults on the internet are really far like detached from reality, and they genuinely convince themselves they owe each other apologies. It's like, even if you did something wrong, why do you owe that person an apology? What has you actually convinced that it's going to make them feel better, or it's going to fix anything? The real answer is all of that is incorrect, and we do it because arbitrary, because it's what everyone else does and it's what everyone else says is right. And so like I come at this from like a perspective of someone who has that sort of like what's the word, um enlightenment about like the fucking internet morals and all this crusading and how utterly pointless it is. It's like, even that doesn't matter if you did something right or wrong. The way this sort of system works, this like sort of construct on the internet and these drama communities works, is it's not actually geared towards justice. It's geared towards whoever could have the most well received take.
Okay, what? How do you view justice in this scenario?
Oh, honestly, dude, justice is if the dumb motherfuckers directly involved in this situation immediately called the police and like fought this privately. That's justice. That's the only capacity in which I see justice happening. My personal arbitrary version of justice that I've never formed, because I think that's gay and annoying, and like I don't think I'm at all knowledgeable or like omnipotent enough to like think I can understand what true justice is. I think that's entirely irrelevant, and I don't even have my own personal idea of justice. Karma is not justice either. You know, like I think
Sure.
I think things happen, and whether it's for a reason or not is like up to speculate on later. But I think like objectively speaking, like our justice is if people had done things right, there would have been justice. Like at least in terms of our mutually agreed upon as a society, what justice is, and that is our judicial system. So I don't know.
Sure.
I'm not one for these like arbitrary
No.
personal
I think
definitions
like
and qualifiers.
what's the outcome? Like, describe to me your ideal outcome with the SYNNI stuff. Like, what do you want to happen?
I say ideally.
Yeah, this is purely ideal. This is purely ideal.
Okay.
There we go. We'll
Yeah,
it.
I guess I can. I guess it costs nothing to give you like a prescriptive judgment, but I'm so used to being descriptive, so you'll have to
Yeah,
give
no,
me a minute
you're fine. Take
to
time.
like figure it out as I'm explaining. But I think ideally, Cine is off of social media, like public posting platforms. Like maybe she has a small private Instagram account where she has her IRLs added, but she kind of just minds her own business and carries on with her real life as a normal person. And she continues receiving help and working on her issues privately. I think the end goal or the ideal thing would just be for Cindy to become a normal person. Like prescriptively, um, I don't know. I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to tell you and make a moral argument as to like what hard conclusion there should be for like, or what hard consequences should be like.
So, like, but morals aside, because that's because
Yeah.
again, like, fucking, let's not moral like about it. Morals aside, do you think, from everything you've seen currently, not talking about like the previous stuff, like where we are now, do you think SYNNI like is going to end up in that position, or do you think the likely outcome, long term, let's say like 6 months to a year, even, is SYNNI will wait for things to blow over, crawl back because this is all SYNNI knows and all SYNNI has, and lives in a situation where it doesn't seem like SYNNI has any real support, or is going to
I think maybe
get it?
I'm being very naive on that. I haven't entertained that because like I don't think that's like charitable or like at all fair to just kind of like assess like, oh, in 6 months time, like I don't know what Cindy's going to do in a month from now, right? I actually don't know enough about Cindy to like reasonably guess or predict what she might do. I think she's definitely shown a pattern to be a nuisance to herself. I think she's definitely sabotaged herself unintentionally too much to a point that I get very agitated dealing with her. Um, but at the same time, I also don't know her history. I don't know Cindy. I'm not like, despite how it might come across, I'm not close with Cindy. I've just been nice to her. I've been critical of her, and I've been helping her. But other than that, I don't know her enough. So that's not me trying to cop out,
No,
but
no,
like
it's
to
fine.
give
These
you
are
an
like
answer
honest,
to
honest
yeah to
answers, you know.
yeah, but to give you an answer just so that your question is answered, um, I think it is entirely possible. I think it is ultimately, if I was gonna like give you any guess, like from my personal opinion, it's up to chance. I think there's a chance that she does actually listen to the advice she's given and she does have a fucking come to Jesus moment because like I don't believe anybody is indefinitely stupid. I think people can change for better or for worse. Um, but I also think it's entirely reasonable that based on my like the short interactions, the short time lived interacting with her, that this could continue to pan out in the future, where she just kind of disassociates or like fucking disengages and starts doing her own fucking thing, and then sabotaging herself in the process. But I think it could go either or.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it
again,
could.
like I view it far more in a far more black pilled way. Like I've watched people like Doodle come through. I've watched other ACC creators. I saw the way Coyote, Buttons, Sasu all try and crawl back the minute they get the chance. Um, I think that's how, not just for this community, but a lot of online communities work. So I think the problem is this as well. Like, um,
But aren't
if
those people kind of like either isolated or surrounded by people who convince them or like are sycophants and agree with them that they could come back? Like I imagine Coyote's partner and like close friends that nobody even knows the names of are probably enabling Coyote. I imagine Sappho is already headstrong, but has literally nobody that he talks to for or he or she talks to for like more than a week that ever like says anything to them. If anything, I think like Buttons. Oh my God, yeah, Buttons most definitely has enablers. I mean,
yeah,
like I think people even indirectly enable Buttons, and it's in a sense that
but
it's like that
like
overly sympathetic, like yes, you can come back, not this sort of like I don't know. I don't think I'm guessing that's kind of where you were going. I don't think that my like empathy towards Cindy and telling her no, I don't think you can come back is like kind of the same
I
thing. So
I
I don't think it's like reasonable for me to assume that that could be an outcome, but I think it is definitely possible. I think it's actually entirely possible that Cindy just like plugs her ears or disengages from anything I tell her, and then she just like on separately on under my nose goes and like surrounds herself with a bunch of fucking
well I
sycophants
think
because it's what she wants to hear.
I think that's broadly speaking what I've at least from the outside viewed happening. And I think the concern comes from the fact
Like
that
with Jar.
like with Jar, like with other people. Again, I like people like Goblin. Um but
Oh, right.
I think that there is an element there where there's this want to be nice, and we can help and save this person. And I think that is
I don't think what I know you're speaking about them, but I don't think like, at least just to clear it up, because I think it's important to note. I saw people commenting. I don't think I can save or fix SYNNI. I think I can like take a I think I can make it honestly costs nothing to be nice, and I know that's rich coming from me. I'm like the biggest asshole ever. It costs nothing to be nice. In this case, it's like it's costing me an imaginary currency. Um, actually, no, it's costing me patience with people thinking I give a fuck how they choose to interpret things, like in the most like two-dimensional and retarded way. That's what it's costing me. But in reality, it costs me nothing to like be nice to SYNNI. I'm definitely like to an extent desensitized to the subjects, and so I think maybe to like not even the subjects, but like the sort of like oh, this person did something condemnable, everyone hates them, this person is needs to grow and change somehow. I'm like sort of desensitized to that, to the in a sense that like I think I'm okay enough to be to like befriend SYNNI and like tell her, you know, make sure you're going to therapy, make sure you're taking care of yourself, make sure you're paying your bills, and like, you know, interacting with her and listening to her talk about like her interests. I'm definitely not like comfortable listening to her talk about her sexual shit. She's gonna have to go find a boyfriend for that. But like, you know, just last night she was like showing us this fucking like Hello Kitty nesting doll that she was like really excited about getting, because she was trying to take her mind off of all of this. And I think like there is literally no harm, no foul, no crime in like doing that for SYNNI. It costs me literally nothing. You know, I empathize with the sort of concept that this person didn't do exactly what the internet is saying, and yet the internet is like calling for her fucking head. I can empathize with that, and I can understand. I can hear SYNNI's like cries and pleas for help because she doesn't understand, and I can empathize with that. But I don't empathize with like the idea of what she did, you know. And I think like at the end of the day, if people are gonna interpret shit like that way in specific, like it's, you know, it is
well,
what
I
it
suppose
is.
like, and again, I'm not overly concerned with how people interpret things. Like, I mean, again, you know me, I don't tend to like. I'll sit here and disagree with an audience. That's not a problem for me. I think when I see it this way, and like this is the closeness argument. Now, I think when you're like, okay, well, we were sat with SYNNI, and she was like showing us this nesting goal that she's really excited about getting. It's like, well, the group, like, I'm familiar with like the kind of crowd and like your Discord and like people who've been in it from time to time. I don't hang out that much, but like I've sat in calls with you guys, and even if your intention is not to be like a you can come back to the internet side, it's not just connections that it's not just you being nice to her. There's a network, um there's a network created around her, which some of those people are Spurgs, or are overly sympathetic, or are overly of the side of, well, we've got one villain in mind and it's Birdie, therefore you must be innocent. And so at some point, she ends up like networked into a community that provides that support network to her, and that seems to be directly counter to getting her off the internet. Whereas, you know, if it's like DMs from you, where it's like, okay, calm down, pay your bills, go to therapy, fuck off. That's a very separate thing from we're a group and you're like having those interactions with them, right? Because it's not just you then. It's all the other voices that you're contending with, where you're just one part of it. You may be the most like
I think
reasonable
that
part
wouldn't
of it.
do any favors for the speculation that I have like some kind of like ulterior motive of like personal like like this like I think if it was just me, because I definitely understand you're making logically a very good point, but I also think like if it was just me, from your perspective, this also wouldn't help like these people help with the fact that there are people saying like, oh, he also wants to fuck SYNNI, he just wants to fuck SYNNI, he just wants SYNNI all to himself. And I think that's just like, honestly, with every other take, I just think that really conflicts with it, considering like it really would be harder to explain, like, no, I'm just being nice to Cindy if it's just me being nice to Cindy. But I definitely understand logically that's a good point. I can't control what other people are going to say, and I can't control how other people are going to treat Cindy. God knows that's, like, I've already acknowledged that fact. I can't control that, like, it shouldn't even be a question. Like, I can't control how negatively people are going to view Cindy, and I don't care to, right? But at the same time, I just think, like, I think like it's I feel like we're kind of just like going down a road that leads nowhere with that sort of line of
Sure, and
logic,
I think that like it gives like, and again, this is me kind of working through those criticisms that are going to come your way, and also
Yeah.
like I think part of it's going to be the fact that when I look at Cine and when I look at the situation, and again I said this to you, I don't think Cine Bear is required to talk about Birdie. I think that you're still, like, whatever position you're in, are always going to be in a position where the people who want to defend Birdie will defend Birdie.
Oh, sorry,
know.
I just realized something I should have added to my prescriptive,
Sure.
like, ideal outcome. Ideally, ideally is she gets like real IRL like friends, and she has like an actual circle that's like far removed, all adults, everyone's mature. Not maybe they're like more well adjusted than she is, preferably. And then I don't have to talk to Cindy anymore. That actually is that actually is very ideal. I don't share any interests in common with her, and in fact, trying to find games she's like interested in or whatever to like have casual like discussions whenever she's frustrated. I have so much trouble because she has shit taste, if I'm being blunt. Like she plays fucking slop, you know? I don't want anyone to think like, oh, Kumo genuinely wants like a like long lasting, meaningful friendship with Cindy. And it's not like that. It's not like that's really not shade to Cindy. Like, oh, you're a piece of shit. I hate you. Because I don't care enough about that aspect of it, right? It's not really my place to, and it's not my job to. I can leave that up to the rest of you, and I'm not like contesting you for caring about it. In fact, I'm just the most I've pushed against the grain was trying to make sure like people care about it like genuinely, instead of just like the moral outrage because everyone else is outraged. But I think ideally, if she has like IRL friends, and then like she's too busy hanging out with them and having a life that she doesn't doesn't have time to talk to us, ideally that's better. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a sustainable friendship to like talk to Cindy forever and ever online.
Do you
When
think
I
Cindy
can't even
knows that?
fucking I can't even share any interests with her. I've told Cindy I'm not going to ditch her just because like I'm getting flack, but I don't think I've ever said to Cindy that like I want a like long-term meaningful friendship with her. I'd have to go check. If I did, that's really fucked up of me to say that, because that was
like,
never something I felt like I wanted. But I don't think I ever did, and I'm pretty sure I've never said otherwise.
yeah, I think it's one of those where it's just making sure that like, and again, I can see the criticisms of like, why have the like longer DMs with them, but again, I've spoken to you, I know what you're like when you're in DMs. Like I know you well enough to know
I think
that
my mannerisms were being read into too deeply.
I think that's
everyone
where you
that
can,
looks at my posts sees that I type really gay on purpose.
yeah. Like again, I've seen your DMs, and I know what you're like with how you put text messages to Discord. So nothing like that didn't surprise me.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, he's baby talking Cindy." I'm like, dude, I use that gay terminology when I'm being condescending to people I don't like. Like, I think you're reading too far into this.
Yeah, but I think I think that again does you a disservice, because
Uh-huh.
like with everything, it's like if you ever read do you remember our really early DMs? I think they were like, I'd have to look, but I think they were like fairly distanced. And generally, when I DM people when I'm talking about a story, it's a very different kind of DM conversation
Yeah.
than we'd have now.
Yeah,
You know?
I have yeah, no, that's just like I treat most like not even most pretty
I'm
much
actually
all
interested now. I'm just gonna scroll up.
drama channels whenever they reach out to me. In fact, I was talking about this like earlier. Whatever, like a commentary channel or like a small commentary channel, no matter the size, whenever they send me a friend request, I get really annoyed and agitated. I'm like, oh, what do they want? Because I like immediately know they want something, and so I am very like dry and standoffish. But at the same time, my first interactions with Cine, like you can see in my interactions with you or anyone else that first begins speaking to me that I have a chat log history with, my first interactions with Cine, mind you, weren't in our DMs. They were in a group chat, and we had a call the first time I ever spoke to Cine. And so, like, obviously, that's going to remove that sort of perspective that I talk to everyone
Do you
that
think
way.
that at the point
But
where you
especially,
do you think that at the point where you feel like you can say what you want to say about Birdie, which is my read on this, that's
yeah,
the
I
point
actually
where
wanted to talk
Cine.
about that because you mentioned it, and we've like
Yeah, I
segued
mean,
away from it.
I'd like to talk about the Birdie stuff. I need a quick
Yeah,
2-second
break.
break, because
Alrighty.
I'm still dying slightly from being outside so much, and I need
No problem.
to go and fix my leg. I will leave you to read chat for a second. And
Oh, I don't
respond
have your
to.
stream pulled up. Let me do that real quick. I forgot to promote it. My bad. I have
You're
like a
fine.
million things going on at once.
No, you're good. You're good. I didn't expect this to be like fucking insane. By the way, good evening, Zali. Good evening, Lanza. Good evening. Who else did I fucking see? Also, Thorn. We're not sending Kumo. We're not sending fucking Cine Bear to Reservoir. Jesus fucking Christ. I like Resi. I don't want to do that to him. Also, somebody for the 2. Stop being a simp, bro. You're too old for her. Thank you for that. And Ellington, I just pepper sprayed myself with cumin. Have $5 as my punishment for stupidity. Thank you very much. And Gatsabelli, I don't know if I read this. Congratulations on getting AdSense fixed. Here's an ABE without a hole in the back. Thank you. Much appreciated for the 5, because it is quite nice to actually have fucking funding back. Hey, Grizzly Bear, how you doing? Cool. Kumo's gay. Thanks, Jibs. Right, you all stream pulled up with chat?
Yep, I have it pulled up right now, my bad.
Okay, cool. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Alrighty. Alright, let me put this in the live chat. Is Kumo reading chat yet? Yeah, I'm reading chat. Hi, Xylee. Hello. Kumo's gay. Hey, Kumo, what kind of shit games was Cinny into? I feel nosy. I want to know the cringe. Oh my god, dude, don't get me started. Cinny likes very artsy, like slop games. We're talking like I guess like there's some valid in there. Like Cinny said she likes Portal, but like everyone likes fucking Portal, so I can't really. But like Ori, like she likes that fucking Ori game. Viva Pinata was listed as one of her favorite games. Like just I was just like I can't identify with any of this, dude. I like fucking like shooting games. I like shooting games and like fighting games. What is this? Say a slur. Alabama wind chime. Hello everybody. Hello. I hope I'm entertaining the chat. I'm willing to answer questions until he gets back, I guess. Does she like Portal because of the ending song? I don't know. I never actually cared enough to ask because everyone likes Portal. Xylee says, read my question. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see it. I have a question. Is Cinny a way for him to be able to cancel someone else? Like, is she a doorway for that? Genuine question. Okay, so, oh, I see it. I'm sorry. I saw it. I had to scroll up a little bit. So I don't care for this like canceling bullshit. I'm not gonna stand on my fucking high horse. I just like shitting on people and giving like my objective observation, and just like sharing the things I learn about it. And honestly, the biggest, a lot of the time, the biggest like motive for me to make a video like that is like I don't like the person already. And I don't think you're gonna meet I don't think you're ever going to meet a content creator that already liked that liked someone or wasn't indifferent or like just didn't even see that person as like a human being. I think it's very I think it's very, very common. I think it's very common for like if you're gonna make a video on someone shitting on them that you already don't like them, and I don't really care if anyone has a problem with that. So that I think that answers your question. I'm not looking to cancel Birdie. I'm just looking to shit on Birdie, and the real reason, because Beckett wanted to come back and ask me about that, so I guess I can talk about it because there's no shame in repeating it. But
I heard it.
sort
I
of
heard
real
it. It's
reason like why. Okay, okay. Well then I can, now that you're back, I can mention it and you can hear it.
good. Yeah, we can talk.
The reason I think it's crucial to like address the SYNNI stuff before I go after Birdie is because if I had not started this sort of like discourse and like, because I think I created a butterfly like ripple effect that I pushed back, and all of a sudden now there's like more people are looking at it a little more objectively. And if they want to acknowledge that I contributed to that or not, it's fine. You don't have to like me. You don't have to fucking admit your L's. I'm not going to rub your nose in it. I don't really care enough, right? But I think it's crucial because if had I not done this and not taken this approach and like tried to knock this out of the way first, and I just started talking about Jack, I don't think anyone would have like been skeptical at all. And as soon as I started talking about Jack, that things would have. I tried to make a reasonable presumption about how things would be had I not taken this approach first. Because at face value, you'd think I make a video on Jack, the first reaction would be, but didn't SYNNI do something bad too? And so this is like kind of my way of getting it out of the way. But I think it's deeper than that sort of like, didn't SYNNI do something bad too? I think it would be a much larger consensus of people who never really challenged this or thought twice about it. And then like the moment I start shitting on Jack, there's like, oh, he's just like this is a psyop. He's doing this to cover up what SYNNI did or to distract away from SYNNI. So in fact, I have not distracted away from SYNNI, and I can even make that point when I do cover Jack.
Cool. Well,
what do you think of a Kumo still being friendly with Jar? I don't police people's friendships.
Well, look, I mean, yeah, Kumu is. I think he was pretty receptive to what I had to say about Jar. And I'll say this about the Jar stuff. We'll probably get into it a bit more, but just as like a lead.
Mm-hmm.
Jar is a fucking idiot. I have no idea why he would money fixed have money. Thank you, Kairos. I have no idea why he'd send it to Chud. What an insane thing to fucking do. Like, what a fucking mental thing to do. Like,
Topaz Coyote asked me, what do I think of the winter game coming out? The war scavenging one. What is it, Forever Winter?
Yeah. It's in alpha at the moment.
Honestly, yeah, it looks good. Someone's been talking about it nonstop to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of enjoying this like sort of looter shooter genre, but I don't know enough about the game other than like it's like political messaging. So
it's I would say
be interested to see it when it's finished.
Yeah, it's good. I would say give it time. It needs time to cook. I have been playing it, but it needs time to cook. Okay. Jar's a retard.
Also, I haven't seen anything from Xylee since I answered their question. Is there an issue?
No, she might just be happy. I mean, do you want to talk to her? Xylee can call in. She's probably watching Nick now.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Xylee, you can...
it seemed like it just read a little confrontational.
Yeah, that's fine. Bit. I think there's nothing like bad about potentially taking some calls on some of this stuff. I do want to get to the Jar stuff, and I do want to talk about Birdie. So, what I'd say is, does anyone? Okay. At some point, I want to talk to Jibs about some of this stuff because I think Jibs has been like seems to know SYNNI as well, and also has their own takes.
Barely actually. They crossed paths at a VC last night and didn't interact once while I was there.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just trying to fill in the gaps, basically. With okay, that makes sense to me. Let's who do you want to talk about next? Do you want to talk about Jar?
Hey, this is your show.
Yeah. I mean, what I'll say is there anything else in chat that feels like it's unaddressed? I feel like after Chud went over the messages, and and like what happened on his stream and all the insanity. I feel like this conversation was like valuable. I hope it was to you as well. I mean, again, I don't think my position's particularly changed on this stuff. I understand where you're coming from, and I don't want to see you get unfairly lumped in with things like the shit Jar is doing. And like, I know that you don't care about the sort of perceived currency, but I think the content you make is good. I think you're a solid creator. I think you've got a good future, and I wanna see you make stuff, as I do with many other people. So, you know, that's generally always my position with you.
I want to make stuff.
I want to make stuff. Okay. So unless there's anything else from chat, or anybody else wants to say anything, also, yeah, I think that is good. Guess what Jar or anyone else could have done better in going about this? Fucking, I'll answer that. Jar would have been better not going and simping for somebody and trying to make friends by writing defensive pieces, which again, for the people who are not as familiar with the ACC, which I don't know how many of you that is at the moment, but I think for those of you who aren't as like familiar with the ACC, the question is like, why would Jar act this way? But Jar always acts this way. Everyone in the ACC does, because everyone picks weird fucking sides and then gets torn apart and is real fucking super surprised about that happening. What's going on? First, to see a live stream going over this with Nicholas Diori going over Chud Logic's video about Jar from a video he deleted. What is this over? Welcome to hell. We'll be going over some of that. Jar pulled a coyote, lovely. That's where we are. That's where we're at. We are. Jesus Christ. You can tell I'm been streaming for a little while.
Would it be fair to like compare us to like fucking trolls and like SYNNI's our lol cow, but we're like it's like one of the more like wholesome group of trolls or something, and then like Jar is like the fucking coyote of the situation.
Do you know? I was thinking this. I think that part of the fundamental problem with what I see you and others do, which I don't think you guys will see, but maybe because you're younger, maybe because you just haven't seen the same dramas, is I think there is a lot of similarities to what you've done with SYNNI to what people did with Chris Chan when they got overly involved. And it's not just trolling. There was a concerted effort before the motherfucking stuff to clean up Chris Chan. And then when Chris Chan got out of jail, and to be clear, people have said, well, Chris Chan was found innocent. No. Chris Chan played out their sentence and then wasn't like, and there was no point going through with the trial. Babs could never have stood witness anyway. We have it from Chris's own mouth that Chris fucked their mother. Okay, let's just like clear that one up. But I think it's a similar problem of Chris Chan was always going to be a fucking liability. People who got too close.
Yeah, but we also didn't coach SYNNI into like grooming a kid.
No, that's a very different situation. Yeah. That was another troll.
Oh, okay. Though I guess I do kind of like think of like the trolls as like one body. And
yeah, there are many camps.
They probably get really upset when people do this, but I'm so far removed from this. Like, I just talk about fucking commentary shit, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. There are many camps to this. Why did Jar have to bring Coyote up? Why did he shoot himself like that? I was annoyed because that was my take, and then Jar said it first on Chud Story, because I was sat there going, oh, I could type in that this is like Coyote, and I think I actually DM'd Chud and was like, can you push on the Coyote stuff? I'm fascinated. Because I'm a cunt.
Yeah, I think it's because like Coyote is like the fucking internet Voldemort name in his community, and he's like, "Listen, I'm not bad."
Well, I mean,
like,
Coyote
instead is like, "I'm not Coyote."
He literally did the Coyote thing. That is literally what he did. So for those who are just catching up with the fucking mess that this is, Jar produced a video on SYNNI Bear the other day, which Kumo released very kindly ahead of time. And essentially what Jar did was not look through the logs, run an insane defense of SYNNI, saying that SYNNI never did anything wrong, essentially took Kumo's arguments, were trying to like get Kumo like out of the picture. While being
He took
very
my arguments, then he fucking fumbled them so bad.
well, and then was very flirtatious and weird with Cinnabar. And the accusations against Coyote, for anyone who doesn't know who Coyote Lovely is, was that Coyote was a pedo hunter, one of the Lio Convoy's crowd, and he wanted to pull an op on Hypnotist Sappho, who is like a zoophile, pedophile, furry, and basically he fell in love with them. Started potentially, that's what I remember, like delivering minors to them and shit. And it was a massive fucking drama back in the day. And now, kind of like looking at what Jar's done, it's pretty fucking similar, to be honest. He really did get overly close to the story, to the person, and then just ran hard defense.
Yeah,
Jar's...
hold on. Thuman asked a very big question. I imagine you don't want to pass this one up.
Sure. Didn't you say that Jar is a creep to most women he talks to, Kumo? Now, before you answer this, so FPS Diesel played a clip on Chud's stream, which, I'll find out if I permission it as well. Give me a sec. And I play the clip, please, is relevant. I know that clip. I am well aware of the person that is being talked about in that situation. But Jar essentially is overly flirtatious with pretty much everyone he interacts with, by his claim. I have only seen him interact with women, and it seems very weird. So, I mean, what I'll say to you with this is, can we see some, like, have we got evidence of this? Have we got receipts from this for this from your side?
Yes, I'd have to dig for them. Again, like, the Jar video was not meant to, like, I actually wasn't planning on talking about Jar so soon. Like, the way he, like, stuck his nose in this, it felt like a CW show with, like, all the drama and all the names fucking coming in and sticking their nose in things and complicating shit. So I'd have to go back and dig. But fucking Laka, for example, actually reached out to me and told me she has contact, or that he has contact with Harsh Opinions. So I'll definitely pursue that tale and ask about that more in depth, because as far as like that goes, like the relationship rumors, I think I clarified those are just rumors. But in terms of his inappropriate interactions, I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have any of like the direct screenshots or recordings on me at the moment. But I do have like a bunch of people unprompted. I'm particularly, I have one on hand of someone just completely unprompted oversharing about Jar, and a particular like scandal. And it is entirely anecdotal, but I do think it lends credence to I also sent you the clip you were talking about. But I do think it lends credence to what I was saying, because this came completely unprompted. This comment is still up, and I think I've seen this commenter around, but I've never actually publicly talked about, if you see the date of it. Well, I guess I took it 4 hours after it was posted.
Yeah, I don't want to.
But if you go on
I've got the clip. I just want permission
I haven't said
from the
anything
person
publicly
it's
about
from
that.
that I can share it, but because they're a friend, so I don't want to overstep. Let me just.
Oh, the person who posted it is a friend?
What, the clip that got shared on Chuds? Yeah, I know who it is.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the screenshot.
No,
Okay.
no, the screenshot. I'll give a read of the screenshot. Let's see what we got. And remember, this is pinch of salt. It's very anecdotal. It's fine. Man, I remember when Jar got into a call with a group of girls. One of my closest friends was in that call. He was flirting and hitting on all of them in that call while being stoned. No, he did not check how old they were. He later reached out to my friends to see if she was single. That's when she broke the news to Jar and told him that she was married. He just insulted her and said she settled, and then hung up the Discord call. Yes, Jar was still stoned at the time. It's funny that Jar says he's leaving the drama community, yet he's still here. Now, I think that, like, talking about Jar and things is a difficult one, from my perspective, because I only know some of the outside stuff, that is very anecdotal, by the way. I've got no fucking evidence that other than somebody saying that. But I will say that what I've heard about Jar, like, it's not distant from what I would expect, or from what I've heard separately. I mean, what else have you heard from behind the scenes?
Well, I also have my own like personal grievances with Jar and like how he was associates with Carmen Ryder and Mr. Sen and how he wanted me to be in a group with him, and I think I told you about that ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
And how he sort of like, I mean, for example, in the Toby drama, which is actually up available on Internet Archive if any of you are interested, he has a history of just being a fucking weirdo on these sort of subjects. Like he was defending like porn being drawn of like 16-year-old characters back in the Toby drama. There was there is, I think there are only mentions of it in live streams and in like Discord servers that I've seen that I'd have to go dig in my notes to go find the timestamps and exact clips. But there are people like recounting, and it's all anecdotal. So again, like I said on Chud's stream, take what I say with a salt shaker. Wait until my video. You can call me a fucking liar. Until then, I'm fine with that. But more anecdotes of yet Jar being in a Discord server, arguing and getting dogpiled. His take was allegedly that Lolicon isn't a big deal. Lolicon isn't so bad, and it was like oddly it was oddly. Okay, I'm gonna have to go for like 2 minutes after I wrap up what I'm saying, but or not 2 minutes. It won't take me that long, but oddly enough, this was around the time that he befriended both Carmen Ryder and Mr. Sen, and they were like in his circle or whatever. And he was just like bickering with people about fucking Lolicon.
If you need to take a call, go take a call. Okay, sorry as well if I'm slightly looking distracted because I'm DMing like 3-4 different people who are like, "Hey, do you have this? What's this thing?" And I'm like, "Okay." Fuck's sake, guys. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just had something sort of corroborated, but I can't. I'm gonna be vague about it. So again, take me with a pinch of salt. Fuck my life. So it's actual danger. He says in the most recent Peaches video multiple times in the comments. Yeah, look, I mean, I said this during the Akumu stuff, and I felt this for a while, like, Jar coming back now and trying to do things when he's sort of been quiet on all the Lio shit seems a bit fucking snaky to me. I'm not a fan. Jar is very welcome to call in, by the way, and talk to me, because I don't know, I don't have the highest opinions of him right now. Oh, Goblin, hello, by the way. Yes, actually, I would like your DMs with Jar. I have been made aware of them. Yes, I would like them. That would be cool. That would be great. Goblin, just so you know as well, while I am critical of the SYNNI situation, I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think anyone involved in this is bad people. Just think fucking strangle some sense into some people. Christ. Wait, you reviewing? Yeah. Nick's covering this. I retweeted it. He's gonna cover the Jar stuff as well. We will raid into him after as well and go and see him. I'm always touched when there are nearly 200 people watching me when I'm streaming at the same time as Nicholas Diorio. Love you guys. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, Jar's an idiot. Maybe he will. Like, look, I've got no DMs with Jar. I'll talk to him. Like, I will talk to him without Kumo here, because I know, like, fucking he doesn't want to talk to Kumo. I think he should just talk to Kumo. Kumo's not that scary. See, I'm talking to Kumo. It's fine. Kumo's a good lad. Oh, fucking hell. We haven't even got to watching the fucking jar video yet. Christ almighty. Goblin sent me things. Right, okay. Let's bring up Goblin's DMs with jar. Thank you, Goblin. Paste. Browser. Open in browser. That one didn't work. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Let's see. Oh, second one didn't open. That's annoying. Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay. Okay, cool. Goblin says forgive her for being dyslexic. You're not going to get fucking criticism from me for dyslexia, Goblin. I'm borderline retarded. So, let's... Do you know what? Fuck it. Let's have some background music while we do this. Don't actually want to do background music. Give me a second. I love a bit of background music where it's if I can find the thing I want to play. Okay, there we go. All right, makes it a bit easier. See, now I'm just stealing Diorio's shit. Right. Just a robot. Thanks to what Kumo did, this is going to be 10 times harder. The fact that you haven't been responding to me tells me that you were the one who sent it to him. Goblin, I've been busy at work. Just a robot. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know. Goblin, I think I know who leaked it, though. It's stupid. It's as stupid as you think. My friend, we typically watch shit together on Discord using screen share. It's late at night. Forgot I had it open on the window when I opened screen share, forgetting about it. I was multitasking as well as talking to them. My friend asked about it because I saw there was an unlisted video they screen shared the link for some shit. I guess that shares with Kumo, because I did close it when I simply said, oh sorry, wait till Sunday. That's just my guess. Just a robot. Well, that's just great. Do you know why he would do this? It's more than likely going to get him more hate than me in the long run. That's fucking ambitious. Romantic Goblin. How so? Also, getting off work now, be home maybe 20 minutes, but if you want to know, Kumo told me this morning issues he had with your video. One, he was still adamant in his coverage, and so was I. SYNNI still did wrong with obscenity/sexual misconduct, but it wasn't grooming, and he has walked back the locker room talk thing, not realizing it was downplaying she did wrong. He got mad because because the pot shots taken at him. Your interview, SYNNI, not gonna lie, I took issues with that. I'm gonna tell you about it, but I got sidetracked and you went to bed. I was gonna tell you today that segment was you asking her a lot of leading questions. Basically, giving her the answer you wanted her to give before she could respond to, in some cases. Jar 1. I just said his video wasn't that good, and that's mostly it. I didn't say anything about his statements on Locker Room Talk. 2. Bro has said stuff about me lots of times, and also said nice things about him as well. 3. I was sleepy and she was scared. I don't normally interview people. It's fucking I don't normally interview people. I know that I've been a content creator in the ACC since the dawn of fucking time, but I have never interviewed anyone before. This is completely new to me. Jesus Christ, man. Log the fuck off. Christ almighty. 4. He had no right to leak my video at all. That's something I've never even heard of someone doing till now. Bro made everything worse. Anyways, tell me when you're home. Okay, look, again, Do you know what? I'm going to give a fucking hot take here. Your video was basically done. Kumo disagreed with it. Kumo can be a fucking troll. Like, again, I'm not endorsing it, but also I don't think it's like a cardinal fucking sin. I just don't. Like, I think that can be a way to throw up, like, a flag of where Kumo's position on the video is. Jesus fucking Christ. Also, I blocked Kumo. He crossed the line. Goblin. Well, he titled his video Pineapple Soda, so I guess he'd be up to debate you. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting McDonald's. Just a robot. After taking my video and uploading it without asking me, I don't want anything to do with him anymore. That's, you know what? That is fair. That is fair. But, like, you made the video, bro. Like, people are still going to criticize you for it. If you don't want to talk to Kumo because he leaked your shit, sure, fuck it. No one can force you to talk to somebody. And, like, do you. But, if you're gonna have criticisms for Kumo, you at some point you're a content creator, you probably need to talk to him. Sounds like he's wanted to talk to you for a while and you just haven't. So I don't know where, like, you think that sympathy is gonna come from, or like it just looks like you've dodged the conversation. Now, to be clear, I've ignored people before who said they wanted a conversation with me, that I should talk to them, and I haven't done it. So, you know, fucking you do you. I'm not gonna be too harsh, but oh fuck. Romantic Goblin makes sense. Just a robot. Like, who the fuck does that shit? Christ almighty. Jar, you have conversations with people talking about, like, them having nice, like, it being a nice pussy, and here's a picture of my cock. I don't think. How did Kumo get the call? I think Goblin, like, theory crafted around it. Like, it seems like they just got it from an unlisted link. So the video was already up. It was already being viewed by people. This was Jar's general take. Goblin. He did it once before to Doodle Tones. Which, you know, fuck Doodle Tones. Just a robot.
Yeah, actually, I didn't get the recording from Goblin, like the unlisted version of the video from Goblin. I got it from Jibs again. Jibs fucking over the art commentary community. Jibs strikes again. Jibs sent me the link. If you want the proof. Proof is in the pudding. I got it from Jibs. It was not Goblin.
Okay. Just a robot. I didn't hear about that. This is why I told you not to send it to anyone. It's not an artsy drama if someone doesn't backstab me. Anyways, when you get home, will you help me argue with people in my comments? When you get home, you need to come and fight for me in my comment section. Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
It's silliness, isn't it?
Romantic Goblin. I don't even bother arguing in my comments on my own videos mostly. I laugh, but also anytime I do get into arguments, I get bored and dipped. Kumo's my friend, and I didn't even do that for him every time he posts a video that has a spicy take, because here's the things. Me and Kumo friended SYNNI and went into this knowing that she is optics cancer. Just a robot. I'll take that as a no. Goblin. But also, like, this is your audience. Why would they listen to me? Just a robot. I mean, the people who aren't my fans, like people who don't watch the video, I'm just trying to get people to see she's not a groomer. Goblin. I don't know which people are your fans and which ones are just people on SYNNI's hate train. Just a robot. I mean, you can read comments to see who's doing what. How about I just give you one person to deal with? Will that work? That's fucking insane. Listen, I'll give you a person. Just go and argue with this one person in my comment section. A fucking retard. Goblin, I'll see about...
small, impressionable, unexperienced content creator. Would you do this for me?
Goblin, I'll see about it when I'm free and see if there's anyone I can think can be reasoned with that isn't plugging their ears. Fucking hell. Okay, Jesus Christ. Why is it that every time I peek at what's happening in there, people are grooming or doing something diabolical? Just draw, goddammit. Listen, Thuman!
I agree.
Thuman, I said this shit to you. It's fucking nightmare fuel. Do you know what? The music does help. The music does help. I'm down with the music. I'm stealing Nick's shit. Fuck it. Oh, okay. Okay. Jar can join Doodle Tones and the Jibs leaked my stuff to Kumo Club. Listen. I'm not going to criticize Jibs. Jibs is normally on a reasonable take with dramas, and a bit of a stealthy assassin. I love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, right. Now, fuck, do we go over Jar's DMs? I want to hear. Do you know what? I didn't watch this on Chuds. I want to hear the call between Jar and SYNNI Bear. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that.
Oh, you should play my version of it instead of whoever tried to fucking undermine me and archive it, even though it was already established I did it. Because I put silly animals and shit on screen, and I remove his gay retro anime music shit, and I just loop the same classical music over and over, which I think is infinitely better.
Okay, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this to the fucking thing. So you can see where we are. I'll readjust Discord.
Oh, word.
Let's start going over this call. We'll do it as a team. What time am I starting? I don't really care about Jar's arguments in this fucking thing, so we're just going straight to the call. I don't know when it begins.
How to explain, like.
Yeah. So what was the thought process there?
I hate you.
What?
I don't think it'll
Dogs?
fucking okay.
What?
Give me a second.
What did I do?
Just.
Is it the music?
It's gonna be the music.
Oh yeah, I did get a revenue sharing on it, but I don't think you're running ads anyway, are you?
I don't know actually. Maybe I can't remember. I don't really care.
Well,
Okay.
if you're not running ads, this doesn't matter because you're just getting donations from what I see. So, and those
Okay.
don't get affected by copyright.
Let's see where the call starts, shall we? The round
It starts with the Smash Bros gameplay. Yeah. So the second the Smash Bros
Okay.
comes in
So
frame.
first thing I want to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
Kind of dead inside.
That sounds about right. Like, you seem like you've been through quite a bit of a roller coaster lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's my first question, if you don't mind if I begin. Do you mind if I begin?
Am I being recorded?
Actually, sure, I'll ask that. Would you be okay if I record you?
I guess it should be fine.
Okay, so for my first question is, did you actually, like, look at the dogs at all?
Did you notice? Did anyone notice the fucking casting couch bullshit edit in his video on Chud's stream?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, I picked up on that when Goblin was showing us in private. Because she was showing us the interview portion, and I was like, wait, whoa, hold on, rewind that, and then I was like, pause right on the images, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's like, why is the background the casting couch from like pornos, from like a Pornhub casting couch, and then it just like the rest of the tone for this video added with like the context of how he's interacted with her. And it just like my confirmation bias went through the roof because I already had pre-established this like impression that this guy is just a massive gooner and like kind of creepy. Like he's just like what's the word? He's not very charismatic with the fairer sex, okay? And it just kind of clicked with me like, oh, I was actually right. This guy is trying to fuck SYNNI. This guy is clearly just being a fucking gooner. Why is she in front of the casting couch?
Do you think that So, okay, because this call is like, I've just realized how fucking long this call is. What in this call is the most interesting bits, in your opinion? Where do you want to focus?
Well, the casting couch part was really funny. But there's a part, it's like halfway through the call, and then there's another part that he kind of goes back to it and harkens what he previously referenced. But something about the second half of this call, and call me crazy, okay, if you want. Something about the second half of this call, just, it's giving he's trying to groom SYNNI into being the next Peaches. Am I crazy?
Okay, let's have a listen.
Thing going on. I don't know how exactly I plan on implementing that yet, because I don't want to, like... My first idea was to have people, like, give me their driver's license, but that seems like a bad idea. That seems
just have them click on
easy way to dox yourself.
Just have them click on the I promise I'm 18 button. Like that's.
But then people are gonna be like, that's not good enough.
Tell them to make videos on Pornhub instead of you. Then what I find the funniest thing about this entire drama is like the doc that was like, oh, her character did a sexy pose, and then Jack links it beneath his video. And it ends with the fucking your two characters.
The fucking panty and stalking me.
Yeah, like I know what panty and stalking is, and I know that's not a show I would be like sending to any minor I've spoken to. Let's just say that. And when I saw that, I was just like, I was confused about this. Like people saying, "Oh, Sunny Bear 03, she drew a character in sexy poses, it's porn. Here, let me link it down beneath my video without age restricting it."
Oh, okay.
I just...
On that note, that is something interesting I forgot about. He's trying to like point out this like panty and stalking thing, like it's bad on Birdie and like good on SYNNI. And what I think is egregious about it is because the other night sometime earlier this week, I had two people who are actually fans of that cartoon or whatever explain to me that SYNNI and Birdie both draw in a very like
yeah, the style's really similar to
style.
yeah, it's really similar. Where's the criticism coming from panty and stocking stuff anyway? Like my understanding of the panty and stocking like anime is that adult characters.
It's an anime?
Yeah,
I think the criticism is I think the criticism, because you remember how I said he's like regurgitating and parroting a lot of the things I said, but falling flat when it comes to execution. I think it was in one of my live streams. We pointed out how, towards the end of Birdie's video, Birdie had that animation, the stripper poles and like the two of them taking off their panties and dancing suggestively and shit. That was explained to me to be a direct like copy of something from Panty and Stalking.
Yeah, Panty and Stalking is like, okay, Panty and Stalking, for those who don't know, is a show about two angels that come down from heaven and like have to kill demons. It is very sexualized. It's not like porn. It's just a very sexualized. It's anime, but not in a recognizable anime style. Both those characters, as far as I'm aware, are adults. And I don't think I've ever heard a take that they're not. Sorry, I've never heard like media of like these are kids. And it's like, yeah. So what is the fucking
Jack before playing it?
Yeah, what's the criticism
because
there?
before Jack played it. Before Jack played it, before Birdie, Jack, whoever the fuck it played it, they stated that it was appropriate. It was like if you were under 16 plus, you shouldn't be watching that portion of the video. Which I'd argue, if you want people under 16 plus watching this video, you should just make sure it's all of it is completely like safe and consumable for people 16 plus. I think that's really ridiculous. But I think that was the general consensus, is that people are like, oh, SYNNI's a degenerate. SYNNI thought this is acceptable for kids, and then there's like time and time again, Jack like indirectly self-reported throughout the video that Jack also thinks that like that same content is appropriate for a demographic that's only like 2 years older than what SYNNI thought was appropriate.
Okay.
And 2 years older still being under 18, and I think anything under 18 is like obviously the wrong answer. I feel like such a moral fag, and like it's hard. Like
Yeah,
stating
like
the obvious, but
it's really fucking weird because I can see two mistakes as well. Like some people say they are 500-year-old lollies, but don't quote me on that. It's anime. Like again, I don't know. I'd read that as like it's not even like I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. It's not even a schoolgirl anime. So again, it's very specifically going, okay, cool. Like you're referencing the sexual thing. I don't really get the argument of like unless you're marking your content as made for kids. I don't think you should have to have put like fucking censor descriptors of if you're under 18 don't watch this. I think that's an insane level to put, because again, I would not expect people who are under the age of 18 to watch my content. I don't think it's suitable for people who are under 18, but that doesn't mean that like there's like a fucking disclaimer anywhere. It's just like it's not made for kids. Like we cover weird topics and I say the bad words like, hey Gilded, how you doing, bro? So like, yeah, I don't really get this fucking criticism, but I also like all I can hear from Jar here is like, because I like SYNNI's talking about like oh, asking for ID and everything else, and that clearly seems to be a reference to a Discord server. Jar, I just want to say this very clearly. Jar, you are talking about somebody who had DMs with a 14-year-old sharing sexually explicit conversations. They should not be running a Discord server, you fucking retard. Like, what are you talking about?
I got it. I told her the same thing. I even said ideally, like, get off Discord.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just think it's fucking.
You guys are rational adults, so animation meme community is their tweens hide when they want smut, but only want to get in trouble for looking at it. Okay, I want to be really clear with everyone. When I was like fucking 13, I was, hey, FPS Diesel rating in. How you doing, bro? How was your stream? I hope it was fun after you went live to try and fucking cuck me. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Diesel. I hope you had a good night. Okay, Rise with 2. Jar didn't read the DMs apparently, I guess. Ah, fuck, it knows. Like, the problem is that you've got this situation where people are like talking about like sexually explicit things. People are presenting like pornographic content like minors don't seek out and find that stuff anyway. The reality is that they do. When I was like 13, like this is like in the days when porn was hard to fucking find. We'd still find porn. We'd do it ourselves. Like that's just what people are like. That's what humans are like. Shut up. It's so fucking annoying. And like again, you shouldn't be targeting minors, but minors finding your stuff if it's sexual is not actually something you can have control of, because they will. And it's, you know, for all the criticisms against SYNNI, I don't think that's a legitimate one. And if it is legitimate, it's surely also legitimate against Birdie. Super chat finally available. Let's go. Yes! Thank you, cool anime girls. I actually have super chats again. Our AdSense is back. Give me money. Oh, fuck. Actually, can I add Diesel to the call, Kumo? If he'll pick up.
Yeah, go for it.
Diesel, will you join? Because Diesel's just gone over all of this. I wasn't able to watch Diesel because I was streaming. So I would like to hear Diesel's takes on the situation, on the current rigmarole that is occurring around us. Fucking cool. I don't know if I'm just lagging behind or he's fucking messaging me, or it'll be like, I'm not doing nothing. I want to go and do another thing. Sure, okay, based. The series follows two angel sisters, Panty and Stocking, who were kicked out of heaven for bad behavior. Description of Panty and Stocking. Thank you, Sony, for the 5. Okay, I'm just gonna create a group DM. Give me a second.
All right.
Welcome, both of you.
Boy, this is just a grand drama, ain't it?
Oh, it's a grand old time, bro. It's a grand old fucking time. How are you doing? How was your
You know, I'm great. I'm totally here for the jar pack watch. I don't know. I'm like just getting caught up on this drama. Bro, I explained it to my chat like this. It's like the Silmarillion, okay? It's like J.R.R. Tolkien sat down and wrote the Autistic Train Manifesto of 40 different 500 Glupshido YouTubers. Okay? Like
fuck. Actually, do you have a version of it without the music on it?
Downloaded? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to share that to stream?
Yeah, I can. Just let me open it up real quick.
We'll do it.
I should still have it.
We'll do it that way. Yeah, Diesel. This shit has been unbelievably fucking crazy. What's your take currently with where things are?
Man, I honestly like reading over Jar's messages with SYNNI. It kind of, it definitely. First of all, it seems like he almost pushed SYNNI to making it another video, right? Which, with the way he words it in the messages, where he's like, nobody, made you do this. Blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm getting involved because I want to. Well, you kind of made me get involved by doing the video. It's like, bitch, you asked her to do the fucking video. Okay, like you were trying to double dip for content and eat pussy. Don't even.
I can't believe you went live to cut me on the content. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did.
What timestamp are we at again?
We are at 1 hour and 11 minutes. Hey, thank you for the 2. Animation meme community was a mistake. All of these communities were a mistake except for mine. My community is awesome.
Oh my god.
Like, that's it.
What
Jesus
is this guy's fucking problem?
Christ.
Was this removed from the final product? I didn't see this when I was editing. What is this problem? Jesus. Okay. God, I want a lobotomy now.
What the fuck, dude? Maybe, you know what? I know Jar had those racism allegations like a while ago, but like maybe he's just got like a weird like mandingo fetish.
Okay, so do you know what the best thing about those racism allegations that he keeps banging on about? So Thuman's like a friend. We chat. Thuman has been pretty open about the fact that, yeah, I probably shouldn't have just called everyone racist. I've grown as a person. Like, and they're not even allegations that like have any weighting. I think it's interesting. I think Kumo, you were the one that said this on Chuds, where it's like Jar just sits there and goes, "Oh my god, people come after me for everything," and it's always nothing. And it is the most defensive fucking tactic possible of him just being an absolute fucking asshole and just sort of like
Are we
deluding
at the part,
himself.
1 hour and 11 minutes?
Yeah, we're around bit forward, 1 minute forward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. I don't know if I've got audio from you.
Oh no, I'm muting it until I find the part. Okay, 11 minutes, 10 seconds back. Okay. All right. You're saying though?
Yeah, it's like it's just so obviously deeply dishonest. It's gonna have happened to a nicer person. Jesus Christ. Very quickly, Diesel, do you have any like? So you went through this on stream. What was your biggest takeaway?
Yeah. God. Well, like unironically, Jar's entire presentation of this is the best takedown of SYNNI probably possible. That like it could only come from inside, because the way he like words things puts it into like this incredibly just autistically wrong perspective. I like all of his arguments just sound like the worst shit possible. You know, like I honestly don't know how somebody can go out trying to defend someone more and then just being just incredibly fucking wrong at every single turn. Like, it was really easy stuff that he was getting all like semantical about it. Or then there'd be like comments about like, oh, the animation memes, and it's just like, Who gives a shit? I don't even know. What is a Nightmare Sands? I'm 26. I don't have time to figure out what a Friday Night Funkin' custom character
I know
is.
what both of those things are, and I'm older than you.
I do too, because I'm
Because you're
totally
fuck-
online. But,
Yeah, I know.
for the sake of the comedy,
Diesel's like, I don't know what any of these things are. Diesel after stream goes to his little anime shrine. It's like, I still love you.
Okay, well, there was like something like the image of like SYNNI sharing the Guro drawing of the OC, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's like he's trying to portray it as like, oh, it's a gory drawing, but it's not like, it's not like porn. But I had to explain to chat what like a Guro fetish is, and that there's like communities that are like have like the gore fetish thing.
I don't know what that talking point was about. I think I heard Chud bring it up when he was like reacting to the document, but I don't know what. That's my first time hearing that terminology. But at the same time, do we know for a fact it's a fetish? Like that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the art is fetish art?
Goro is quite a wide fetish.
No, I mean, like, do we know for a fact that the art in question is like fetish art? Because I think she like over-explained it to me once. And she was saying how like it was supposed to depict how like even when people like are dead, they still get sexualized. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you're fucking yapping. But then like I'm hearing all this like terminology about this like fucking, I don't know, there's all this terminology like fucking pro shipping. I just learned what that was recently. Now I'm learning about Guro. What is what is this shit?
Yeah, I think that there's a thing in the ACC of drawing stuff that is violent or sexual. Like, you've got to look at like Bruce drew rape art of Leo Convoy and was like, actually, it's not rape art, it's just sexual art because somebody asked for it. And it's like, okay, this is clearly fucking rape art that you've drawn. Like, what are you talking about? But the ACC has this problem where those lines get real blurred, and drawing violent art of someone's OC isn't necessarily fetishistic. It can just be a form of attempting to bully somebody, right? Like, what drawing art of somebody getting fucked by another person's OC or whatever, or killed or whatever. I've seen that occur a lot through the Lyo drama, and I've seen it occur through other dramas, and people freak out about it. But I don't know if it's fetishy. Okay, let's keep playing because I'm kind of fascinated to see where this is going.
I'm so confused. Why is it not playing? Hello?
Hello?
It doesn't seem to want to work right now. What is going on here?
Fuck.
I'm like playing.
I was like,
I'm like pressing play and it's just not doing anything.
I had dreams.
I'll relaunch it real quick. My bad.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
I have it downloaded. I'm just confused. Maybe it's because I'm in one monitor hell right now. Okay, now it's playing. Before it wasn't showing me like the timestamps when I was trying to. Oh, I think it's right around this area. All right. Okay.
You're both Kumers, as far as I'm aware. And I am so glad to finally sit down and talk to you. I was nervous that you wouldn't have gotten back to me because I've gone back and forth on my videos so much. I've been... I made it really quickly and then realized, oh, I need to find the evidence, and then I had to change this, I had to change that, I had to change this, and I had to change that. And once I finally had a video all lined up so I could like look through it and fact check it, I was like, oh my god, like I'm so low energy because like I don't really believe in what I'm saying. And then I realized, what am I fucking doing? I should reach out to you to hear your side of the story. And what gave me the courage to do this was I saw that you took or privated your apology video, and that made me think, maybe she's realizing, hey, I'm not a fucking groomer, just a Coomer.
It sucks because I was crying to Jack about it, and Jack, like, understood how much it upset me that in particular was leaked, and now he just doesn't give a shit.
Well, that's why I hate ArtCC people. They're insanely backstabby. Like, insanely so. Like, you can't You can't be friends with them.
I'm assuming there's probably like a bit of just the fruitcake club thing go in.
Oh, that's gonna be its completely. It's gonna be its complete video.
Off topic. I got us off topic.
Okay, so I suggest you make your video. But here's the thing, everybody hates you already, they can't hate you any more than they do. In fact, so don't rush it. In fact, don't take too much time on it, but don't rush yourself. It's better.
It's pretty much done.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you upload it, be very careful with the title, the description, and the thumbnail. Don't make something that will make people upset. People are upset,
Yeah,
but
no,
like...
Pause it.
This video in particular, I don't want to be provocative, like, at all. I just...
Jari, you're a fucking retard. You are an idiot. Like, no, stop making videos. Don't make any videos. Stop responding to this shit. Get the fuck off the internet. Fuck. Okay. SYNNI needs to get the fuck off the internet and stop responding to things. There is no good response. There is no silver bullet to getting out of this. There's no, like, there's actually no apology that can be made because nobody who is attacking SYNNI wants an apology. No one fucking cares. I don't want to see an apology out of SYNNI Bear. I don't fucking care. I don't care. People need to stop pushing people. Like, this isn't just in this drama. In general dramas, stop making fucking videos. If the accepted thing is SYNNI is like did this thing with a fucking minor, and SYNNI isn't even fighting that, just fuck off. Let other people deal with like Jack. Let other people deal with like other people who are involved. It doesn't fucking matter. As from Giles' perspective, everyone hates you already. So, you know, maybe have like a good thumbnail and a good description so people don't get mad at you. Are you fucking high, motherfucker? Like, firstly, most people who hate SYNNI are never going to watch a fucking video that SYNNI makes other than to rip the shit out of it. There is, again, nothing that SYNNI can say that will be taken in good faith by those people. And I feel like every time we loop on this, because I said the same thing with Lyo, who is this video for? From Jar's perspective, and I think it's real fucking interesting that Jar's sat there and I'm assuming talking about his own video on the Fruitcake server. Jar, no one wants to hear your fucking opinions on the Fruitcake server. You had a chance to give your opinions on the Fruitcake server. It was several months ago when you got involved and moderated the conversation between fucking Kumo and Lyo.
What the fuck is the Fruitcake server? Listen, you gotta understand, I'm coming in at this like a stranger. Like
I like when
Chud
Chud pulled you on. It was like, I think Diesel knows about the art stuff, and I was like, he doesn't.
Dude, that was the funniest shit. I was just coming in there to just rip Jar a new asshole.
Fuck.
The Fruitcake Club was like an art commentary Discord that was made by a bunch of the former, even current big names, where they cultivated so they could like effectively like shit on and gang up on people that they disagreed with or didn't like, and it turned into a cesspool of like degenerate content creators mingling and mixing and interacting in a, I'd say, similar but definitely worse manner than
it was a lot of porn shared to minors. So do you remember, just the easiest way I can do this is this. Do you remember when Jar was on Chud's stream earlier and was like, well, Doodle Tones is gone, Peaches is gone, Lyo's gone, all these people are fucking gone now, he's on his own. Do you remember him saying that?
Yes.
The Fruitcake Club server leaks is why. It basically destroyed the careers of multiple fucking content creators. Now, one of my core criticisms with Jar is that now all this is blown over, and people like Kumu, Akumu, myself, Vlad, Leia, multiple other fucking creators have done the heavy lifting of all of that. Now people like Jar are coming out and making videos. Now other people like Thuman has a video.
Jar was in that server, and he's only now talking about it.
Yeah, like Thuman has a video coming out on it, which is fine because like Thuman has been very uninvolved in all of it. She's making a video talking about it, has done the interviews. But Jar is friends with these people and was around being neutral during the core drama that destroyed all of them. And I'm very critical of this because it's like Jar got to wait, see how the cards were going to fucking fall, and now is coming out saying he's going to fucking talk about it. And I just think that that's a deeply fucking shitty thing to do because, again, he had the option, was around, could have been involved, could have given his takes early or indicated where they were, and just fucking didn't. And so, like, I think that's really shitty. I said this with Akumu as well. I just don't think it's a good fucking look. And again, with the SYNNI Bear stuff, it's like, well, now he's trying to rebuild his little fucking group of people for him to be friends with. But the truth is, the reason his friends aren't around anymore is because most of them were fucking assholes. And like, and covered a load of shit up. And maybe Jar should take a little bit more fucking time thinking about the group of people that he was friends with, why they aren't around anymore, and if he had done, maybe this shit wouldn't be fucking happening to him. What an absolute fucking asshole. Like, I'm actually annoyed by it. Anyway, fuck. Press play.
I want to make sure everyone understands what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not a groomer. I'm just a gooner.
Kumar. You're going to still get a little backlash for it, but it won't be.
I figure.
It won't be. I don't know, 13,000 dislikes like you got on your apology.
Yeah, YouTube analytic expert here, just a robot.
Idiot.
That one didn't age quite so well.
I hope not. I hope I'm my assumption as to how it will go is like a bunch of people will like click on it and then immediately dislike it and leave some fucking weird comments, and then as it keeps going it'll get a lot more leveled out. That's what I assume is going to happen.
You're right. And you're gonna have some dumb fuck constantly bring up, like 3 years down the road, someone's gonna say, "Hey, aren't you that groomer person?" And you're gonna have to deal with that. Like I have people
Throw
doing
them at the wall.
Yeah, I have people doing that to me because of because my thumbnail had a cupcake in it. I don't regret that. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's another thing I was talking about. Is he, like another content creator I had a spat with, he blows it out of proportion and like brings attention to like really bad allegations, and then he calls for a bunch of people to defend him from it, and it sort of like grants him this immunity from ever like if.
Okay, well, I mean, I just want to say this about kind of this stuff. Oh fuck, I need Kumo to be back to do it. What's your how are you feeling about it, Diesel?
Oh well, listen, I'm just here for a pack watch. I want Jar to like I want this guy to feel bad. Everything he's done has just made me so fucking bad. Dude, the fucking during the what was it? During his fucking video, when he starts bringing up the Pyro stuff, he plays like some of the worst clips from it where it was like Pyro was like, "Yep, I did the ERP with them, but I didn't know they were underage." It's like, bro, you shouldn't have been ERPing in the first place, Pyro. Like, is there like a drama double Jeopardy thing where we can relitigate the Pyro drama? Like, Jesus
I'd
Christ.
be like, again, like I look at the Pyro shit and I'm like, how has this not been? I know when it was on Chud's, and Chud was like, well, I've been harsher with Pyro than other people have. And I'm like, I understand why people don't want to relitigate the Pyro drama. I actually do get it. At the same time, though, like, I look at the Pyro drama and my honest take is, I cannot believe you fucking survived that. I think Pyro was given some very good advice by some very experienced people. And I've said that before, I've got my own theories. But Pyro shouldn't have survived that because, whatever way you look at it, the whole shit is fucking crazy. Like, it's unbelievable. Welcome back. Now, okay. Kumo. The conversation Jar is having here with SYNNI, where he's saying, "Oh, it'll be all right. You can come back and do all this stuff." This is directly what I'm talking about, like on the extreme side. So no matter what you guys do to be like condemn SYNNI, you will get roped into the takes Jar is making, And at the same
Yeah,
time,
that's why I undermined him too.
but at the same
Fuck him.
time, also, SYNNI just wants the confirmation bias. SYNNI, obviously, like, it's not just what Jar is saying, it's
Yeah.
what SYNNI's saying.
Yeah, no, I'm
you know.
painfully aware. In fact, we had like a whole spat about this because I was like, listen, SYNNI, I know he's telling you what you want to hear, but I'm telling you the truth that you're, this isn't plausible. Jar doesn't know what he's talking about, and he also doesn't have good intentions. And it was very like I immediately knew that like Jar was just gonna fuck things up. But I think most ironically is Jar is effectively in this interview doing everything that people are like yoga stretching and trying to say I did, saying that I like defended SYNNI, that I downplayed what she did, that I'm enabling her to think this shit is okay, that I'm just like babying her and like letting her delude herself or even assisting in deluding SYNNI into thinking any of the shit was okay. And Jar's like just come in, yoinked all of my fucking like plagiarized a lot of the points I made, and then just came to the most awful ass backwards conclusions that I never even came to. And he's just effectively done everything that I've been accused of, and it's crazy to me. And it's I wonder if this is like some like some kind of like sick joke from the universe that like you were right just indirectly, that it wasn't going to be SYNNI that spat all of this back in my face, but it was going to be someone I didn't expect to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to control these things, and you can kind of see. Like, I hope people can see now why when a couple of people were side-eyeing me over Lyo, and Crystal came out with those takes, I didn't just go, yeah, whatever. I immediately went and fucking destroyed Crystal, because I was like, I know that when you lose control of a narrative like that, and like just hand it over to people, they will fuck you into the ground, because you have to be careful. And with someone like SYNNI, you cannot control that narrative, because people who come in who are bigger than you, or who are dumber than you, or who will just say the things to someone like SYNNI that you won't. Jesus fucking kill me. Okay.
Yeah, it was a hard lesson to learn, a very frustrating lesson to learn, because it's like I like come in pure intentions in terms of how I'm helping SYNNI, and I'm like giving SYNNI the only rational advice one could give her. Like everyone else kind of just wants me to be on board with this notion that I should be like telling SYNNI to kill herself and like driving her to suicide or something, or just like not interacting with her at all. I don't feel the need to entertain that, but I think Jar coming in and like that's actually the best way you could have put it, is he's coming in and he's saying the things I'm not saying for a reason, because he has a motive. He has something he wants out of SYNNI. He's telling her what she wants to hear because he wants something from her. I think that was very obvious to me from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, again, Jar wants a friend. Jar wants somebody to be close with him. I've got the clip that he had with this other artist, and I've got their permission to talk about that. Yeah, Jar's a freak. Okay, let's keep playing. I want to hear some more of this shit.
Were there any other questions, or did I do good?
I have a few more questions about Birdie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you moved in with Birdie, like, was there at least a small part of you who thought, maybe this is a bad idea?
Actually, no. My entire family was like very against the idea of me moving in with Birdie. In fact, I remember I have a distinct memory of okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I was friends with Jack Birdie back in like 2020, and that kind of ruined my life for a bit, and so I stopped being his friend. And then like more recently I got back in contact with him just because he was on my mind for some reason, and he seemed to be a lot more mellowed out. He was a lot less like abrasive, and also happened to be homeless. So we just started talking again, and like I remember when we were like making our plans to like move in together, Whenever I would talk about him to my parents, I would call him Jimmy because I didn't want them to know that I was talking to Jack again. At some point, I like opened a separate bank, like a separate savings account just for Jack, and there was like $300 in that savings account for Jack. He keeps asking for that money, and I keep thinking, no, I don't want to give you that money.
He made
$10,000.
He made $10,000.
He made $10,000, and also the fucking computer he's using to tweet out all this fucking bullshit is one that I bought for him, and it was $600.
How much percentage of the rent did you pay?
Most of it. In fact, I've been paying full rent for like most of our stay here.
Yeah, don't give him the 300.
Yeah, I'm upset because he has my jewelry. He fucking stole my jewelry. And it was expensive and I want it back. And also I want my cat back. I would like my cat, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, with another Kai and Omnia situation, it's always the fucking cat!
He took my cat!
Why? Why is it always the cat? Like...
Well, Jack has like a really, like, strong connection to the cat, and so he's, like... He's really fucking weird about the cat, but like, he took the cat and he took Squirp and left Stupid. So I have one cat and not the other. And Stupid keeps screaming because she's bored and she doesn't have her playmate anymore and she's sad.
Okay, well, get your cat back. Kai got their cat back, so I'm sure you can get your cat back. Like, why do you guys keep getting in this situation? Kai and Omnia move in together, it's a whole mess. You and Jack move in together, it's a whole mess.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I don't...
Holy fuck. Like, how could you listen back to this, put music over it, and stick it in a video and think, yeah, this is fine? Fucking what? Okay. I don't have much sympathy, if any, for fucking Birdie, but you're talking about this like it's like a normal Fallout. It's not. Both these, like, people can have their opinions on Kai and Omnia. I certainly do, but neither of them appear to be having weird sexual conversations with minors. Jar is just like, yeah, you're just normal people, ended up living together, and you paid all the rent. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, everyone involved in this is insane. And Jar's still like, oh no, SYNNI's just a person. Fuck. Kumo said earlier that, like, it's like he's trying to groom SYNNI to be Peaches. And I really fucking see that when you say it like that. It's like, oh yeah, no, you can make a comeback, and then I'll have some fucking friends. Like, holy fuck.
Oh, what he says in like the last 10 minutes of this video will cement that in your head.
Why am I in a sour mood? It's because this drama is so fucking infuriating, and Jar is fucking infuriating. I just like, you know, what annoys me about it is that Jar is somebody who commentates on ACC stuff. He knows this game. He knows what people are like within these communities, and he still fucking did this. Like, it's so insane to me that this has happened that I'm just like, fucking actually throw me off a fucking bridge. Okay, press play.
I don't mean to sound bigoted, but anytime you people move in with one another, it doesn't go well. I mean you people as in ArtCC, this corner of the internet kind of people. Autistic gooners.
Okay, but look, like, 2 is a coincidence. We'll wait until the 3rd time happens.
Okay. Ultimately, we have one common enemy, and that's the ArtCC and how they manipulate people. Like, they seem all nice and wholesome, and then they suddenly...
No, yeah, I think the art commentary community is like extremely fucking predatory. Like,
yes, with people
I
like
thought
you.
that even
Holy
before
fuck.
like all this shit happened to me.
Whatever punishment you deserve for what you did, you already got it.
Okay, pause. Okay, I want to be really clear. If SYNNI isn't a cool saying stuff like this, whether it's to Jar, whether it's to anything else, then SYNNI's not really sorry. SYNNI doesn't really fucking care. And like, I am sorry. There is that, like, SYNNI obviously doesn't realize the issues that they have caused. And like, that is like beyond risk or anything else. That's just fucking ridiculous. Like, it only takes the slightest amount of pushing from Jar for Cinny to become the victim. And I think Birdie's probably the same. It's only the slightest amount of pushing for Birdie to be like, I'm the victim.
Yeah, I haven't really had time to like sit down and like digest how I feel about how Cinny responded in this. But at the same time, I don't know if like I feel like I'm late to the party on it because like literally because she did this like under our noses. Like this was this was like around the time that I was told Jar was like reaching out to Cinny. It's become clear to me that it wasn't like, oh, you know, they were in contact and then randomly like a week later they finally started talking. No, it was like within the first like day of Jar reaching out to Cinny, she like fucking latched onto this, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to digest. I think it's actually good you pointed that out. I'm gonna have to digest how I feel about listening to this recording because I'm definitely
it's
hearing
not
things
just
that
Jar.
like annoy me.
It is Cinny in this call that I'm just like,
Yeah,
you know, I just it's fucking infuriating because again,
Jar first.
you know, sure, and again, I'm with you there, but this is again also the liability I'm talking about because you can say to Cinny, get the fuck off the internet. This is not somebody who sounds like they're ready to get therapy and get off the internet. This sounds like somebody who's like, I'm just one fucking tweet away from getting out of this, and now I can make content, and everyone will come back to me. This is like, yeah, it's
Yeah, this was definitely I don't know. I sent you the chat logs. Isn't this like weeks ago?
let me
I'm a
have
little bit amazed because if this is weeks ago, this isn't really the sentiment she's had when we've been telling her straight.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where, like, when was the call? And 12?
It should be like towards the top of their DM logs.
Is this really early?
Yeah.
Let me sign. Cool. This. Okay, give me a second. Let me just find the fucking thing. I'm just scrolling through the chat logs, guys, so I can see. Yeah, this is like the 28th of the 9th. This was ages
this
ago.
is only. Oh, okay, so this is okay. So this is like a completely different attitude from the one she takes with us when we're giving her advice.
Well,
And so,
yeah,
you
of
know
course.
what? It makes complete sense that she's responding this way because this is what I figured she wanted to hear, and I've never been the one to sit here and tell her like, oh, you know, everything's gonna go back to normal. Oh, this, that, the third. Like, yeah, I have to tell this girl everything's going to be okay. Like, you're not going to die because she's like fucking suicidal and she's driven into a corner with literally like no one but us who are like going on a limb actually providing her support because nobody else wants to.
So but here's my take with this as well. But here's my take with this as well, because this is the argument that the fucking Burger King server lot made. Diesel basically sat there going, who the fuck are these people? The burger lot made with Peaches. They were like, well, we had to sit in a call with Peaches because Peaches was going to kill themselves. That was their argument, and we were like, well, that's retarded. Because I understand where you're coming from, but people were saying the same thing about Peaches, and you can't trust people like Cinny because they're not honest actors. They're fucking lunatics.
She's not like threatening us. She's going to kill herself. Like it's a like perpetual, like something sets her off, and then by the end of it, she's like contemplating, and we're like, okay, yeah, how about we don't? And then we have to like reason with her, like, listen, you have bigger priorities right now than what you're like freaking out about. I don't think it's like even an excuse. It's just that this is like a stark contrast from like the Cinny we spoke to, like all this time.
Yeah, and I guarantee that if I get Cinny
like,
into a call,
this isn't the Cinny that's getting death threats and shit on Twitter and like getting her email spammed and people saying like she's a pedophile and she needs to die. Like this isn't the Cinny who's like crying and breaking down over that. This is like, I think you're accurately assessing it, and I feel like a bitch for like even acknowledging this, but I do have to acknowledge I haven't really like upon this because we got this recording. It was was it yesterday or today? Today's Sunday. I got this recording Friday, like late as fuck Friday night. Edited the entire thing overnight so that I could upload it without getting copyright struck. And then like we listened to it, but I haven't really had time to sit down and listen to the whole thing. I just heard the key parts like throughout it that like, I was like, yeah, I need to fucking undermine this. But I still haven't had time to like digest what SYNNI said.
Yeah, I think if
and
I
so
got if I got
the more and
SYNNI
more
into
I'm
a
hearing
call
her, the
on
more
stream,
agitated I'm getting.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I got SYNNI in a call on stream, she would tell me exactly what I wanted to hear to get out of it. And if I was supportive as Jar was, she would be like, yeah, no, you're right. I just need to make that response and it'll be fine. Because again, she's not sorry for anything. And I don't care if she's sorry or not. I'm just giving you the fact that she's not. That's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
where
I
it is.
don't think she's like apologetic to like the community. I've actually discouraged her from being apologetic to them. But I can definitely agree that like
It's not about being
I think
apologetic.
I
It's
think she's
about
definitely
being
apologetic to NO. Like it does seem sincere on that front. Like the person she was told she genuinely wronged, she genuinely seems to be like remorseful for wronging that person.
But then,
I just don't think she views it like a
but then
like she
how
did
can you
something
trust
bad.
that? Because you're only getting that
Yeah.
remorse through her eyes to you guys,
Yeah.
who are like the people who are around her now. Whereas when she
Yeah.
doesn't need to be remorseful, when she's with Jar, she obviously doesn't fucking care. So it's like,
You know what? Props to Jar. He gave me the perspective I didn't know I needed. Jesus Christ.
well, yeah, it's because like that's the friendly audience. She's like, oh, well, this is the way out, and that's like a genuine issue. And again, I think the same is true of Birdie. From what I've seen, from Birdie is the minute people give them Birdie the support network to be able to get away with shit, Birdie is like, yeah, I was a victim. I've never done anything bad. So yeah, like and I feel this really strongly, and this has been my concern, literally for you through this. I think that people like this are like going to like utilize you to whatever extent they can, and I think that charity, and so like I'm more charitable with you over this because I know you and I know what you like. But I also think that you have a vulnerability to the fact that I think you care a lot more than people realize you do about other people, and I think that in this case has been
Hey, come on, man.
abused.
I don't want people thinking I'm gay. Come on.
But I do think that's been abused. You know, and again, like I
just don't know what the fuck she's gaining out of it. Like I as much as it pisses me off on a not personal, like I feel like I'm being wronged. You know, I know I made the I took the risk. But like on a level like as a person, as I'm on a personal level, like as a person, this bothers me because it's like I haven't defended SYNNI. If people want to say I'm her lawyer, they're saying I'm like her $1 lawyer. That's pretty accurate, actually. If I'm just the $1 lawyer and not just her lawyer, because I'm not getting her out of this. It's never been my fucking goal is to get her out of this. Like I was saying on someone's stream like a few days ago. I'm forgetting. It's so much shit going on, but I said it on a stream recently. Like if I'm SYNNI's lawyer, the first thing I said is, Your Honor, my client is guilty as fuck, and I've stood by that, and I think I've been extremely consistent on that. And I think I maybe sometimes I maybe even overemphasize like whenever I have this kind of a take. But I don't know what she possibly thinks she could take advantage of if this is like the case, and I definitely need to like sit down and listen to it. And
well, I mean,
it definitely
I
the
can
more I
give
hear
you...
the more I hear it. This is like my third time listening to it. The more I hear it, the more like bothered I am by how SYNNI is talking in this interview.
I mean,
I know
I
the first
can
thing I
give you
said
the
is this reflects
advantage.
poorly on you to her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I can tell you exactly what she gains by allying herself with you. It's somebody who is already has a reputation as a contrarian and is not actually afraid of taking on that fight. And at the start of this drama, that is absolutely what she needed. And I do think that she took advantage of that. And I don't think that like. I think that some of this is just like lesson learning. But yeah, like I whenever I look at the SYNNI side, the reason my take has been consistently wood chipper is for this reason, because I don't like people earlier were like, well, she needs to get therapy, she needs to get help, she needs to get medication. Lobotomy, there is no help. There's no help for people like this. They don't want you to help them. What they want is to be like given a pat on the back and gone, well, that was a fuck up, don't do it again, but you know, everything's going to be okay. That's what these people want. And until you can engage in like things like therapy or honest conversations properly, until you're at the point of apologizing, not because you want the optical win of saying I'm sorry, but because you genuinely are sorry, you can't fucking do anything. Because I don't think SYNNI believes they've done anything wrong the minute somebody tells them that they haven't. And that's why the Jar video went ahead. That's why the conversations with Jar went ahead. Otherwise, SYNNI would have said to Jar, no, I think I've done something wrong. I'll draw a comparison to something else. Like early on, do you remember when Enla was like really sus on me? Like, for one of like earlier on in like the Lyo drama.
Oh yeah, she just kept being fucking paranoid and annoying about it. Yeah.
But I said to you said to me, oh yeah, you know, that's Enla being Enla, but like I think she's being unfair to you. And I was like, no, I see where she's coming from with criticism, and we talked and we sorted it out. But I wasn't like, oh yeah, Enla's fucking crazy. I was like, no, I'll engage honestly in that. I can see where people's criticisms are. Let's talk about it. And that's kind of what you want. Her with a positive audience is just, yeah. I just think, I think it's a fucking, I think this is like the fucking sign of fuck SYNNI as well. Goblin wants to call in. Can I add Goblin to the call? Is that right?
Oh, is that annoying shit who's in the Jar video? Sorry, I'm eating a salad. I like just got back.
I don't know. That's fine. I haven't seen most of the Jar video. Let me add Goblin.
Oh no, bro! I'm eating dinner. I can't get into blood sports right now.
Yeah, you can. Fuck! I hate Jar. Goblin was like, "Can you add me?" I'm like, "Fucking cool." Goblin doesn't pick up. What? What is this? What is this? Goblin, answer your fucking phone.
Because I'm here. I'm the better goblin.
That is true. You're my favorite goblin. You know that. Okay, cool. Press play, Kumo. Let's go. Let's keep going.
But yeah, when do you think your video will be out?
I'm hoping this week. I'm having to like redo some things. I'm still debating if I want to keep the last part of my video in, because in the last part of my video where I'm just talking about how Jack has been treating me, like during all this, I started like fucking sobbing, and I'm wondering if that's even like worth keeping in.
I would recommend not keeping in the crying, so people don't think you're emotionally manipulating them.
I feel like God, I feel fucking stupid, but I like a part of me wants to keep it in because I feel like there's value in being vulnerable, but at the same time it's just like, man, people will find any reason to be mad at me.
I know, like, what my biggest problem was all the people saying like, oh, SYNNI,
Okay, this is her, I think, heavily misinterpreting things that I say to her. When I tell her that, like, people are gonna find a reason to be mad at you anyway, that's not me saying that they don't already have valid reason. I think she's just completely... I think maybe Jar is only making this worse that she had that takeaway. And I wish she would have, like, actually communicated with me, because I could have cleared this up with her. But I think there would have been no point, because I'm getting the impression that, like, I haven't actually been talking to SYNNI. I've been talking to a fucking, like, scared piece of shit that wants any out they can get.
Yeah, I think I get the impression that you talked to Cinny like you were talking to somebody involved in the Lyo Convoy drama.
Yeah,
who
no,
was on the
exactly.
Spurgs. And I think that's that is not this. This is the equivalent I'll draw for those of you from the ACC is like a lot of people tried to like be nice to Rosa when all this started coming out, and it was I could understand that. But this is like if you took Rebecca Starr, somebody who actively did something wrong and covered up grooming within their server of a minor, or like Neko, whatever the fucking their name was, because everyone's name is fucking Neko. And then did the same thing to them, and that's the problem. Because these are you're fundamentally dealing with like a different bracket of people within the drama. Oh, okay. Yeah, press play. Thank you for the 5 Getzer.
Cinny didn't make a real apology. I was like, that's the most genuine apology I've ever heard in my fucking life. What are you fucking saying?
I saw a lot of people being like, "Oh yeah, Cinny is mostly just like Cinny is not sorry they groomed a minor. They're sorry that Jack
got
is
caught.
leaving." And like Cinny is just upset because Jack's going away, and it's like, you're mean, go away.
Okay, to be fair, it did seem that's why you were mostly upset, and I understand it.
To be honest, it was mostly why I was upset, because just
yeah, let's be honest here.
He's my best friend. My best friend, he's going away. What? That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. With friends like this, who needs enemies?
For real. Like even Laurel, like Laurel is someone like I was so close to. I was so close to Laurel. And now, fucking today, she uploaded her own video about me. Ay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any other questions?
No, not really. It's just after this is all over, after this is all over, like, once you and Jack have your everything sorted out, I recommend you take a break and rest.
Oh no, I plan on that too. Like, once this is all dealt with.
Yeah, because
it really fucking sucked when Jack first left, because I was like, well, I'm public enemy number 1 now, so like, I can't make videos, I can't draw, I have no friends, so like, what do I even do with my time?
Kumo.
Like, no, I just ended up playing video games for like...
Great idea, Jar.
Oh my god, what a
great
retard.
idea.
What the fuck else am I gonna do? Like... Literally, all my friends hate me. Like, all of my, like, friends are just gone. And... like, I can't draw when I'm super depressed. What reason do I have to even draw if I'm not, like, able to show it to anyone? Like that's just how my brain works now. I can't draw just for me anymore.
The problem
once he found out that I was making a video, like, he doesn't even know what I plan on saying in the video, but he's already, like, trying to paint a narrative where, like, I plan on being super ableist and, like, calling him unreliable because he's mentally ill. Mwahahaha. And everyone fucking believes him, but, like, he has no proof of me even, like, insinuating I was going to do that. He has nothing. He has nothing, and everyone believes him.
Well, that's what the RCC does. They control the narrative. They say you're going to be sexist, racist, ableist, transphobic.
Oh my god, you're such a victim, Jar. Holy fuck, you're such an insufferable victim cuck. I cannot.
Dude, the ACC is like the deep state, just teaming up against Jar, dude.
Jeez, they come at you, they say you're racist and sexist. Cinny Bear, help me,
You know, Jar,
fucking
I haven't
sped.
been paid by anybody, but I actually think all those things that everybody said about you is true. And I don't care if it's contrarian and wrong. I'll believe anything anybody says.
Fucking god, my god. Jar, like, has this thing where, like, and again, it is really difficult to say this about the ACC because, like, in some ways it's true, but that side who control the narrative and who drive stories and burn people, that's the side Jar is on. Those were Jar's friends. That was Peaches, Lio, and Doodletones. They did that, and he's sat there bitching about it because they're gone. He's all alone now. Fuck off.
No, he's got to deal with the people who are the exact same, just aren't his friends this time.
Holy fuck. Goblin, welcome in.
Hey, I've been preaching to the choir long enough. I think it's finally time, like, people are seeing what I've been saying about this motherfucker, how he's just a perpetual victim, and this guy unironically, right? This guy unironically thinks what he's listing are his problems, and he thinks they're like the most important thing in the world, which I think, everyone's a little bit selfish. But but this guy would sooner talk about this than like walking back a shit take he's ever had, like fucking endorsing a lolicon. He would much sooner sit here and play victim about like honestly things I think he doesn't help. The claim, like the allegations of like him being a sexist, racist, fucking homophobe, whatever. Like I get that all the time, and instead of playing fucking victim, you just play into it. I think it's infinitely more funny. But no, like I even said, like Jar only cares about optics, and he's like a great example of the reason why I think like people who only exclusively care about optics are never genuine. Like I can't believe a single word that comes out of their mouths, because they're only going to say what is going to reflect best on them, not what's true.
Yep, well, that's how Jar survived so long. Goblin, you wanted to call in. What's up?
Yeah, I just want to sit back and enjoy this because I've been somewhat involved in this. I had talked to Jar before his video came out, and I gave him some corrections. He didn't fucking listen to me.
Okay, so here's my correction. Here's my question for you, because Kumo has sat here and listened to me sort of be critical of him very publicly for a couple of hours. How do you feel about your involvement with SYNNI?
Honestly, I've been kind of mixed mash, but also I've been also too busy to sit with it. But honestly, I've been done with the SYNNI Bear shit. But more stupid shit keeps coming in, and I regret ever getting involved in it somewhat. But also, I don't know, I have mixed feelings. I think Kumo does too. But I mean, I can only speak for myself.
Okay, so where's your position with SYNNI?
I don't know.
Okay, you've been very involved in this right from the off, as has Kumo. So like when I say like where is your position with SYNNI? Do you think that SYNNI is a sexual has been, let's fuck it. Do you think SYNNI's actions would meet the criteria for grooming a minor?
No, but I do think she has done sexual misconduct. And
okay. Because so from your position, do you view this as something that SYNNI can walk away from and come back to the internet?
No, I here's the thing. I don't think anyone would ever trust her with a platform, because especially online. I mean, even if you were to suggest she go to like 18 plus communities and stuff, like there's no way to protect or guarantee that no minors would like enter or follow her. I don't see it happening.
Okay, I mean, do you see like, okay, do you see that what SYNNI has done is probably a pretty good reason why people would and should shun her, not just from minors, but in general?
Honestly, yeah, I understand that fully.
Okay, so you see where like the criticisms that like I'll bring to Kumo, and like not just from myself, but the general, like, the way people are going to read some of this, you understand that, again, your involvement here with SYNNI and how close you've ended up in the story in the community with SYNNI Bear is going to draw into question, like, your judgment, right?
I know that.
Actually, I had no interest in the Cinny Birdie shit until Goblin did a stream and I like popped in to be annoying. And then I just like I think I've already said this a million times before, but I heard like a bunch of sketchy shit and I was like, okay, I'm not going to accept what I'm hearing anymore. This sounds like a load of shit. That's where my like sort of like skepticism and what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Just my skepticism about the whole thing, and like when I really started questioning everything, it was because of Goblin's stream, and it was after that stream that another party who shall not be named for political purposes reached out to Cinny. I don't remember if it was anyone's suggestion, but he reached out to Cinny. He was going to talk with Cinny, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I've interviewed people a lot in the past, so and neither Goblin or this guy have, to my understanding, like a lot of experience with this sort of thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll come help you. And then I guess that kind of like upon I sent you actually, Beckett, the recording of like us first talking to Cinny, and that I guess that sort of cemented my involvement.
Because I've heard bits of that recording, which is why I'm probably a little bit stronger of the take of like, there was a closeness to the story that probably shouldn't have been there. The stuff that Cinny was accused of, and indeed has done, is really bad. Like this is not just like, oh, whoopsie, Jack's an asshole. Jack is an asshole and a freak, but that doesn't excuse the fact from the side of Cinny. And like, there's a level at which that like,
what was the criticism for me though?
Well, this is more going for like this is because like I'm trying to throw that at Goblin. So like you say you don't know how you feel about Cinny. I would kind of like, you keep saying, well, you don't want to be involved, and it's like there's so much crazy stuff that's come out, but you're at the epicenter of that stuff coming out, and like I suppose in the same way, like we're asking like, Kumo, what have you said to Cinny, and like where are your positions on Cinny Bear? Like I've got similar questions for you, obviously.
Oh yeah, I understand that. My thing is, it's not just the stuff online. I've been trying to balance out personal shit in my own personal life. This at first I thought was just a side thing that I thought was like fucking wild. And honestly, my involvement kinda, I don't even think that it was that big at first, aside from the jar situation.
What do you mean?
As far as me talking to Jar mostly, which I only had one phone call with Jar, or well, not phone call, Discord call with Jar.
So what did you wait? So okay, you're gonna need to expand on this. So you had a call with Jar when?
Let me get the date. Fuck, I could look it up in the DMs.
Evening,
Just a roll. I mean, granted, I've also been talking with Cinny a little bit, and I took part in exporting the logs too and publishing them, but
sure.
We called September 30th.
Okay, and what did you talk to Jar about?
Basically, Kumo was trying to get a hold of Jar. Basically wanting to tell Jar to fuck off of this. But he wasn't talking. He wasn't up to talk to Kumo, but for some reason he was up to talk to me. I had that call, I thought, but then like a moron, because I was transferring my hard drives over, I scrubbed it.
Okay.
And I lost my fucking call.
So what is in your opinion, from talking to Jar's take on Cinny Bear?
Jar at first I thought he was of the same mind of, well, what she did wasn't grooming, but it was sexual misconduct. However, I think he just went with full on that she's innocent, or like I'm more convinced he wanted to fuck her after hearing his interview and also seeing the DMs, which I only seen bits and pieces of Chud's stream.
So, like, how are you characterizing sexual misconduct on, like, level of grooming a minor to sexual misconduct? Like, where are these balancing out for you?
Okay, well, for grooming, there has to be an escalation.
I'm not
and that,
talking about definitions. I don't fucking care. I'm talking
Oh.
about on the level of fault, like on a moral level, what SYNNI Bear did. When you say sexual misconduct, are you saying that it's not as bad as grooming, it's still a bit weird, or are you saying
it's worse? It's
Okay.
worse.
Okay, so
or you could also argue just as bad, if not worse.
okay, so this is why when we do the technical conversation about things, it's unhelpful, because it sounds like it's kind of like if someone says, well, it's not pedophilia because they were actually 13. It's kind of like that, where like I don't care whether like there's somebody's calling it the right fucking term. I care that they did the thing and that we agree that they did the thing. So when you're like semantics policing, for lack of a better phrase, it feels like you're running defense. That's how it comes across to an audience or to another content creator. So it's like really important that we nail down here with something like the shit SYNNI pulled, that this is highly unacceptable, and I'm trying to be balanced in how I'm talking about it. And my problem is that like I understand Kumu's motivation for getting SYNNI the fuck out the way so Kumo can talk about Birdie. My question to like you and others who have been involved in like the conversation around what SYNNI should present to an audience to make that happen is to why. Like what was your aim? Do you want like SYNNI to be fine? Do you want SYNNI to like fuck off? Like where is your goal here?
Honestly, I do think she needs to be off the internet and not be terminally online, and I do think, because I don't see any police involvement because of this public spectacle of how much it has been online, that she does need to get some serious help.
I mean, again, to what end though?
But,
Sorry, you're sort of speed running my sort of like stronger criticisms that I've had for Kumo, and he had a bit more time because.
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, I understand.
You know, because like this looks very bad from an outside. Like, okay, I'll level as well. Like, if this was on the other foot, if I saw this, like, if we were dealing with Coyote or with Sappho or with anyone else who has put themselves in sexual positions with minors, and then I found a group of people around that person trying to work with them, I would have quite serious fucking concerns about why. So, like, and this is why both privately and publicly I've criticized that with Kumo, while also balancing knowing Kumo. Now, I've had those conversations with Kumo. Kumo has taken the brunt of that, but I haven't had that with you. And so, like, in the same way I would be hyper fucking critical, and have been in other ACC dramas, I am critical of you and others who've been involved in this. And I don't know whether it is that you get tunnel vision on a story and go, well, here's the narrative and let's post it out, or whether it is whether you feel a genuine sympathy to somebody like SYNNI Bear. And if it's the latter, if it's a genuine sympathy for SYNNI Bear, and like we want to make sure she's okay because she's been fucked over by Birdie, and I don't just mean like not kill herself, I mean like that SYNNI can move on, I guess, and find some alleviation from guilt. I don't think anyone should be trying to alleviate guilt from SYNNI Bear, and I don't like, while what Jar has done is fucking insane, I think as well, like, I would have similar criticisms for other people involved if it is, you know, that side of Cinny Bear needs a new friendship group and support group because Cinny Bear doesn't deserve that. Cinny Bear can't be trusted with that. This call
Yeah.
proves that Cinny Bear doesn't. And you're telling me you spoke to Jar knowing about this.
Well, no, I didn't know about this interview.
Did you know that Jar was talking to Cinny Bear?
Wait, you know he was making a video though.
Yeah, yes, I did know about the interview, but I knew that they talked. I hadn't seen the interview though, or heard it, or watched
But
it.
you gave like critiques on the video that Jar made.
Yeah, that was afterwards, and the only half he showed me was the half before the interview segment. And
So
then
it was
when
like an
he's
unfinished video went around.
yes, that he sent me privately, and then I gave him critiques on the things that that I felt he should correct. And then and then when I got the unlisted link, I shared it with Kumo and Jibs, and I got upset about the interview part, so I sat up and walked away to let Jibs grab the link.
Why were you upset about the interview part?
I was upset with the whole video in general, but like the way Jar was conducting the interview, and I think Kumo was saying earlier too.
Oh yeah, I had a really colorful analogy for how the interview went that I was gonna cover. I was gonna like say in a video, but if you want, I can give you that analogy, and I think that's what Goblin is trying to paraphrase.
Yeah, go on and paraphrase for it because I can't. Or repeat it because I can't remember it fully.
So Beckett, you know I do. Okay, cool, Goblin. So Beckett, you know I do like fucking interviews out the wazoo when covering
I'm
art
familiar.
commentary drama. Yeah, and so something I had to be critical of myself for, and I had to catch myself in doing, is like asking leading questions.
Yeah,
because it just completely fucks the entire interview. It fucks the integrity of the interview. And if you want to use this interview as reference for anything to answer anything going forward, when you have to question the integrity of it, it's like you might as well have not done the fucking interview, right?
Yeah.
So my description, my sort of analogy for how bad Jar handled this interview is that Jar effectively led every question to such an extreme that he think of like a basketball stadium, right? Think of like a basketball stadium, not just the court, the stadium. So there's like 3 floors. Jar is currently on like the 2nd floor in the stand where the crowd would be, and he's about to fucking alley-oop across the court. So he's going to. You think, oh, is he going to jump down a whole story? No, he's actually going to go run out through the door, out of the fucking the stand. He's gonna go down the hallway, find the staircase, go all the way down another floor, go back down the hallway to run through the 1st floor stand that touches the court, and then he's gonna run across the entire fucking court to alley-oop every single leading question to her, so that she can give him a hyper specific, convenient answer. And all it does is it just shows that literally nothing said in that interview was genuine, and that was an issue I had, but I hadn't really like digested or reflected exactly why I had an issue with how SYNNI was in that interview. Like I knew immediately like what the problem with Jar was, because I can identify, like as someone who does interviews all the time, what was so bad about it. But it's because nothing in that interview was genuine, and I don't think I've said anything otherwise about that. Like it's super disingenuous.
I think I disagree with you to one extent.
Oh, really?
I think the most genuine thing in this interview is the fact that SYNNI is not sorry. I think that's genuine, and I don't think that needed Jar to be. I don't think Jar led SYNNI to that conclusion. I think that's just because SYNNI has no fucking remorse, and I do think both of you were led up a path of this. Yeah, like sure, Jar can give like leading questions.
I need to reflect. But... I wouldn't hold. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I don't think honestly. I'm like contemplating like, how am I going to like, what am I going to do going forward? Because like, the more and more like this discussion goes on, the more like agitated I am at SYNNI specifically, and I'm like, oh, But if I like cut Synni off, it's gonna be like this, that, the third point against me, and I'm like, but also like I'm
look,
really bothered by.
if you cut Synni off and people are like, why? Just be like, go watch the stream with Beckett, because he makes the fucking arguments, and like this is like the proof of concept of what I've been saying previously.
This is the
like,
perspective I needed to understand, to like agree with you. It was like for this to happen.
Yeah. Also, as for your question earlier about if it was tunnel vision or like genuine sympathy, I think it's a bit of both. And
I mean,
keeping in
again,
mind,
I just want the honest truth.
Yeah, because I do like hyperfixate on certain things, and like also like I'm still new to all of this too. So.
Yeah, and again, I get that. You can hear my tone being harsh, and that's because I'm annoyed. But like,
I don't blame you.
You know, there's a reason why when people were sending this to me, and I knew you were covering it, I didn't touch it. And look, you guys have watched me pick through a lot of these fucking dramas, and be quite selective about where I end up sitting or whether I end up talking about something. And this is one of those where, like, part of it's experience and part of it is just like you guys did fuck up. I think one of the worst things about this as well is I think there is something here with Birdie. I think I'm convinced of that fact that there are some very strong criticisms to be made of Birdie that should be talked about. And when we talk about closeness with a story, part of the problem is that you can fuck up things down the road. And I think that when you're dealing with something like this, you guys really needed to pause and go, hey, do we need to fucking involve some other people and sense check some of this who are not sort of in the weeds? Because it's really easy with a drama to go, I can get an inside line, I can talk to this person, therefore I can present it. But this is the double-edged sword of that, because right now you are on the other edge of that, where because of that involvement, you are gonna catch fucking flack for it. And it's one of those where, like, you get a bit of leeway in the longer term of, like, learning from that. But sometimes it's like looking at, like, some of the people from, like, the Lio Convoy drama, whether it's Buttons, whether it's Kai, whether it's whoever, where you're like, okay, cool, you might have fucking stories to tell about these people, but you're still Buttons, Coyote, Sasu. And when Sasu came into my chat and was like, I can't believe you're talking about my trauma, I told them to fuck off and like get the fuck out, because I don't give a fuck if Sasu was bullied. I don't care. I don't care if Buttons was bullied, because there are some people it's just not worth sticking your neck out for. And like, there is an element here where, like, you guys have to take this as a fucking lesson learned to, like, not stick your neck and your credibility out, because it, you know, whether you care about the currency or not, these people will drag you the fuck down. And you know, you can have the definitional arguments, you can win the blood sports. Again, I saw the Hamilton, whatever the fuck his name is, stream. Like, you can win the argument with somebody like Leia, and Leia can back down. But there are also elements of that criticism which, like, just because you win the blood sports argument doesn't mean you win. You're making the correct or logical argument or take. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yes. I completely agree and get that.
Okay, well look, that's my rant over at you because you joined the call. Let's watch the last 10 minutes of this.
Shit.
I'm so upset that like fucking Kumo is the only person like questioning everything. Like he was the first one to contact me. He's the one who's like questioning everyone whenever they talk about this shit, and no one likes him. God damn it.
Well, to be fair, that's what happens when you're not going around when you don't follow the crowd blindly. They excommunicate you. That's what happened to me when I went against the grain. I had to be like, everybody knew the edgy shit I've said in my videos for years, but as soon as I had a different opinion on the Toby drama, suddenly I'm racist. It's weird that no one called me out for that until after I went against the grain.
Strange. And also, I don't fully understand what the Toby drama even was.
No one does! No one does! It's
like,
so
even after
confusing.
trying to watch videos about the drama, I was like, wait, is Toby the bad person, or are they calling out a bad person? Like, what the fuck? What am I watching?
Toby did bad. It was exaggerated. And then everybody got distracted because the Peaches and Creepshow Art stuff happened.
Rar XD. But
exactly.
I had a dream when this whole thing, like, when the day Jack left, I think I had a dream where like someone hacked my Twitter and just kept saying the N-word over and over.
I've had that one. Okay, well, tomorrow.
Jar's going in the wood chipper. Jar can go in the wood chipper. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. Jar can go
Guys,
in the wood chipper.
it wasn't me who said the N-word. I was hacked. You gotta understand, you know. I have a black roommate, actually.
I'm gonna end up killing myself during this fucking stream. This will be the one. Just... Do you know what? I take it back. I think Jar should date a Cinny Bear. I think that this drama may have like fucked Jar's credibility and destroyed his IRL relationship. That's how fucked
with
this
his real
is.
girlfriend who goes to a different Discord server. Okay.
Hold on, he has some competition with Brolio.
Who's Brolio?
Oh no! Let's. Oh my
You
God,
mean
no,
Jar
no,
is in the
Lord,
DMs of 2 Discord people? Oh my God!
No. He's like some like fucking manic idiot that's like talking
Obsessed.
about how he's like really obsessed and like deranged, and he's like, I need to get in contact with Cinny Bear. I can fix her, like unironically, like I need to get in a relationship with Cinny Bear. And we're like, okay, let's stop a rape before it happens.
Yeah.
And we've just been like we've been trying to keep the two as like fucking far removed as humanly possible. We're like, yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
Polycule anybody? I think we can find a good answer for everyone in this.
No, because then Jar will make like an exposed video on him.
Mhm.
It's not gonna work out.
Or Jar will end up dead, one of the two.
I mean, everything's fine
Yeah.
at this point. Fuck it.
I was
Maybe
gonna
it'll
say
be
both
like
those seem like pretty
Yeah.
good answers. In Minecraft,
Homicide
of course,
sounds
I would
pretty
never.
good.
In Minecraft, fucking hell. Jesus fucking Christ.
I think we're really approaching the final hour, Beckett, where you're gonna hear the thing I'm talking about. You're gonna be like, oh, that's exactly what Kumo was talking about. I'm not even gonna say anything when it plays.
Okay.
You're gonna catch it immediately.
Press play.
Okay.
About you, but I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail. I'm gonna have to pick what. Yep. I'm gonna have to pick what parts work and what don't work. At least I don't have to change the credits, but yeah, I'm gonna be changing my video a lot, and I'm also gonna have to reach out to Jack because, you know, for all I know, you're
Uh-oh! Have fun with that. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the video ready because knowing Jack, they're probably gonna panic and try to control the narrative. Like,
Of course, and that's gonna be hilarious, but God, I feel so fucking shitty because, like, I'm in a way praying for Jack's downfall, but it's just because his downfall is, like, me coming out of this situation alive.
yeah,
God.
like, the worst part
I
is
feel evil.
I know.
Okay. I'm starting to have a revelation. The more I hear her speak, the more I'm realizing she's conflating like coming out of this alive, meaning like coming out with her career fixed. Because I don't know how many times I have to tell her that she can move on. She has a personal life detached from this internet drama that like she can go back to. You know, it's like go home.
Do I need to do
Go
like 5
home.
minutes of I told you so? Do I need to do it for
Yeah.
you as well?
If you want to. It's frustrating me because
It's like I'm fucking Nostradamus. Yeah, I know you're frustrated.
You were right.
I
You're
know
right,
you're
and
frustrated.
it's infuriating because I tell her all the time, I'm like, dude, you will be fine as long as you take care of like the things that are important. You need to make sure that you have a backup plan in place in case you lose your fucking job over this internet drama. You need to make sure you have like a place to stay if you get kicked out by your landlord because your fucking freeloader roommate who lives off of SSI is like leaving you to deal with the fallout of an already unstable living situation. I'm like, you can literally take steps that have nothing to do with internet drama to get your life in order. I was talking about how she needs to go and get her cat because honestly, no respectable pet owner is actually going to contemplate and fucking like put it off this long to go get their pet. Like my dog is my fucking baby, and if I had a roommate steal my dog, I don't think I would react civilly. I think I would go and take my dog back forcefully. And I'm just like, and she recently, she's been like, I don't even know if I really do I want the cat back? I'm like it's just been rubbing me the wrong way, and this is all coming out.
Yeah, it's
all, like,
because that's always been the
domino
intention.
effect.
Also, just for anyone watching, by the way, if you want to know what like even from the perspective of like creators like working together, like I can sit here and be critical and make jokes and be like, I told you so. But like you can see that Kumo is still in the cool. We're still fine. We can still talk to each other. We'll still be friends after this. It's not the end of the fucking world. And if you're worried that you're like can't criticize somebody because you'll fall out with them, or you think that that's a likely outcome, that's probably not somebody you want to fucking work with. Because actually you should be surrounding yourself by people who can both give you and take criticism from you so you can like actually improve and like not end up in situations like this one. So like just because I don't want anyone getting the impression that I'm critical of Kumo and they're gonna fucking like drop him in the fucking ocean. That's obviously not what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's like this video ironically is the exact opposite of what Jar wanted, but it is perfect in so many ways because it displays
I think Diesel had the best take without me even realizing it. That this is like this is the best video so far on the SYNNI shit, like accidentally. 'Cause
yeah.
it's what I honestly needed to sit here and listen to this like multiple times to realize like the flaws in my approach and like my thinking. And I think my logic is still like sound, but given I think what ruins my points overall is that they're fallacious now. Like it was clearly built off of a misconception. I feel like my life is a lie. I don't know how to cope right now because I'm like, well, I thought logically speaking, I had like I had the best position to be like, yeah, no, I'm critical of SYNNI and I want to go after Birdie. I'm only correcting people on like the usage of the term grooming, and I'm cool with being friends with SYNNI to ensure that like she's taking the steps to become better and get help. Because nobody else wants to ensure that happens. So, fuck it. It costs me nothing to do it. And now I'm just like listening to this and I'm like, oh, this is like wasted effort. So I think that's the event that it actually did cost me something, is if my effort is clearly wasted.
Yeah. And it can be spent on better stuff.
And
Go on, Goblin.
And to be honest, Kumo, thinking about it, was all this really worth it?
I should ask you if it was all really worth it. I mean, it was your stream that like got me interested in like talking about it and looking into it. So,
You know
is
what?
it worth it, Goblin?
You know what? I made friends with Hempleton and Co. They're chill. It was worth it. Maybe just a little bit.
You do you. I don't like. It's nothing like. There's no like grudge. I don't even know the guy. I just like personally, when it comes to like commentary people adding me and like wanting to have contact, I'm like, oh, you want something. This is entirely like this is entirely like not even just a burnable bridge, very easily burnable bridge, but it's like the most likely bridge to ever get burnt. This sort of like interaction means nothing, and it's ultimately a waste of my time. So that's for me personally. I'm like averse, or I'm like repelled by
I'm gonna be clear.
space.
I've seen precisely one thing out of Pimpleton, and my takes are: don't pause a fucking conversation happening to talk to somebody in chat, please, for the love of God, just type in your fucking chat. That's my only take on Himpleton. Please don't do that. It's really fucking annoying.
Says the guy who paused Thunderdome to read out his chat.
Oh, I didn't mute the conversation. I just interrupted it, and also they're giving me money for that, and that's much more important. Anyway, right, keep playing, Kumo.
I know. Trust me, I feel evil too, but like, I'm gonna be 100% real here. I don't want to cancel anyone. If there could be an alternate timeline where Prism
I don't want Jack to be canceled either. I just want him to fucking face consequences for this because God, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't want Jack to like go away forever. I don't want him to like suffer constantly. I want to not be SYNNI the groomer. Like God.
You have to fight back. If you don't, people are going to think you're a groomer. And here's the thing. When people think you're a groomer, they think you're a pedophile. And when they think you're a pedophile and a groomer, they think you're a possible child molester. This shit does not stay online. It will link into your real life if you do not fight back.
No. I completely get that. You want to know what happened today? I got called into the back of my workplace, the store I work at, and they told me that people are reporting me because of the YouTube videos coming out, because some of my coworkers know about my YouTube channel. They were like following up on that and also like telling me, hey, so like we keep getting reports about some internet stuff going on. Are there any police reports about this? And I was like, no, because there isn't. There's no police investigation or anything. Because these guys are morons, and this would get laughed at if the police were involved. Fucking... So luckily, I have my job still. How is that for, like, internet bullshit? I could have gotten fired.
This is why I don't tell people my YouTube channel at my work. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go now, but here's one thing I want you to tell you. It's gonna be a hard uphill battle, but you know what? It was the same way for Hopeless Peaches. And since Hopeless Peaches made it out, I'm gonna help you out. And I'm gonna help you out through this. Okay? But I'm gonna ask you something. Okay. Please do not backstab me.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, it's just, I have to ask.
Alright, Littlefinger, bruh.
I don't know why this keeps happening. Hey, I'm gonna help you through your drama. Okay. Oh, thank you, Jar. Oh, you're welcome, Peaches. Anyways, I'm gonna go tell a bunch of people you're racist behind your back. Oh, this sounds great, Peaches. Oh, hey, Junkie, you wanna... I'm gonna help you out with Lulu Bell stuff. Oh, thanks, Jar. Anyways, I'm gonna backstab you in the Toby drama and also call you racist. Like, if you do backstab me, please call me sexist. I'm tired of the racist stuff. Like, I want to be sexist now, okay? Call me homophobic. You know what? Like, I could do that too. Like, here's the thing. I'm way more sexist than I'm racist.
Thank God. I wanted to know where he lied on that scale.
What do you know? You're a woman.
Yeah, I feel like I need to, just to be clear, I know what I did was bad, and I know it was fucking stupid. Like, one of the easiest things to not do. I'm not a pedophile. Like, goddamn it.
You're irresponsible. That's for sure. Alright. I'm gonna get ready for bed now.
You go bed. Shoot, get out.
Oh, no late night pillow talk calls? Damn.
You know, keep up the fight, and I'm sure we'll end it will end well for you. I've seen people get out of it. Oh, and one more thing. For 3 to 4 years down the line, don't get a little bit of backlash and suddenly delete your channel like Spockter and Peaches did. Like, don't do that. Huh? I
like my YouTube channel. I don't plan on it.
Yeah, well, Peaches and Spockter seem to really like theirs, and I sure can't find them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't. Here's the thing. Junkie didn't get canceled for what he did. Neither did Spockter nor did Peaches. They got canceled because they were cowards. Running away is the ultimate admission of guilt. Don't do that.
No. Hold the fucking phone. Right. You absolute fucking cretinous asshole. Peaches got cancelled, like cancelled, quote unquote, not just because Peaches ran away, but because Peaches span an insane fucking narrative and tried to Kulio your fucking friend. Holy shit! This is just fucking. Oh yeah, no, don't be a coward. Don't run away. Don't delete your channel. Like, also, don't delete your channel. Never delete anything. I hope SYNNI does come back. I can't wait to talk more about SYNNI at this point, because fuck this person. Like, I have no sympathy. I just absolute unbelievable horse shit. Holy fuck.
Oh, can I bring up something that I believe I told Kumo it too about what was said in the call with Jar, where Jar was begging, pleading, please make sure SYNNI doesn't kill herself, but also make sure she doesn't quit YouTube. Because if she quits YouTube, then I can't defend her. I told Kumo, I'm like, I don't have hopes.
Jesus.
I don't know, man. It's fucking. I don't know about a fucking mental breakdown because it's like, no, Beckett, did you appreciate the grooming?
Oh my god.
Did you appreciate listening to the groomer get groomed?
The
groomer get groomed.
Fucking unbelievable.
It's like he's talking about, in the future, because this is going to be a long-lasting connection. In the future, don't do what this person did. I want you to effectively play the same role as this person, but just don't do what they did. Don't make the same mistake, because they're a piece of shit and a coward, and they didn't do anything wrong. The only thing they did wrong was run away. So all it tells me is that his entire Peaches video is dog shit, and he only.
Because he only picks a side when the battle's already been won, so he doesn't have to have any hot fucking takes. This is his hottest take, and he had it because he thought that you were providing the fucking pushback already, and the tides were turning, and he wanted a fucking friend. Idiot.
Yeah, and he tried to come in and fucking, and it's so apparent. And this is literally, dude, this is like one of the main reasons I hate fucking large content creators. Whenever they come in and they're like interested in something I'm even like remotely close to, in terms of like coverage, it's like he came in, parroted everything I said that was reasonable, and then had the worst fucking conclusions and like unironically defended SYNNI, and I'm like, whoa, buddy, whoa, why are you defending SYNNI? I'm the one saying the things you agree with, and I'm not even defending SYNNI. What are you talking about? And then people are like, Kumo, this kind of like reflects poorly on you. I'm like, why? Because he's using my fucking arguments to come to shit conclusions. Oh, I want to blow my brains out. You know what? Fuck SYNNI. I'm the one who needs to be on suicide watch right now. I'm about to lose my shit.
God.
I want to paint my wall listening to this.
Is there anything more in this call? Or is this it? Is this the zenith of retardation?
There is only 2 minutes left. I think I don't mind thugging it out.
Let's go. Press play.
I think the last minute of it is just his fucking conclusion.
The unedited version of this call.
Good Newt.
Enough! Fuck this.
If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that this is a cautionary tale of what not to do on the internet. Anyways, I gotta get back to work on my Lio video now. So to everybody watching this video, I just
I don't think I'd send Nightmare Sans non-con porn to people too, so thanks for telling me.
And that's it.
I say this is supposed to be the edited down call? Because Jar was in my DMs freaking out thinking Kumo uploaded the full call.
I'd be very interested to see that full fucking call.
Exactly, right?
Well, me too, because SYNNI alleges that he was making fucking passes at her and she just didn't understand that they were passes. And I think, given what he was vehemently denying on Chud's stream, we should really confirm, we should put SYNNI's allegations to the fire. I'm extremely curious. Since Jar has a girlfriend, he's not interested in SYNNI. He was just saying it's because he's straight. It wasn't a Freudian slip.
I think Jar is a freak. Okay.
I
Here's
know
what I'm
he's
gonna
a
say.
freak.
We're nearly at 4 hours. I was gonna do a 2-hour stream. I'm gonna give a chances for final thoughts, and then I'm gonna start wrapping up. So Diesel, final thoughts.
Oh man, you gotta listen, I can't come up with anything funny if you put me on the
Okay,
hot seat
fine.
first.
Goblin, final thoughts.
You know what? I say Brolio and Jar we put in the arena and let them fight for SYNNI.
Thank you, Goblin. Have a good night. Catch you later. Kumo, final thoughts.
I think I'm gonna try and get a call with SYNNI and record that and just put that out and kind of like lay out my grievances, and then I'm probably gonna block SYNNI. Oh my god, I don't have fucking patience anymore. Like, I know I definitely should have like paid more attention. Like before I even put it out, like re-uploaded it. And I'm glad I actually I think this is a great sign from the universe that this was meant to be, because I uploaded it. I uploaded it to get it out early because I was like, no, why should the people have to wait another day? But I uploaded it so like we could just see it sooner. And it turns out that I uploaded it and it happens to be the version that's publicly available. So you're welcome unintentionally. It worked out pretty well, I guess. And I don't know. I'm having a lot of conflict right now, just wrapping my head around what I've heard, because this is it's just fucking revelation after revelation. Like I didn't think, like about what SYNNI was saying and what it meant and what was really going on in terms of SYNNI opening her mouth. I was just so like fixated on Jar because I was like, this piece of shit. I knew it. This piece of shit. I'm like, oh my god, kill Jar with hammers in Minecraft. And now I appreciate you being critical of me and leveling with me and having a human discussion with me about your disagreements, because this is honestly, thank you, Jar. This was the video I needed to better understand where my friends were in terms of like why they disagreed with my takes. Because again, my takes, they were like, it was logical. I don't think I was like being unreasonable, but I was definitely under a false impression.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't think you're
statement.
yeah, like you're human, dude. People can fuck up and make mistakes, and it's not the end of the world, and we just deal with it and move the fuck on. Well, okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming on. Next time, we'll do something more fun. Though the Josh shit is fucking funny. Jesus. Diesel, final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I could have played a small part today in ruining Jar's 2-year-long relationship with his online girlfriend that he loves very deeply. Thank God she's online, otherwise he would have to listen to SYNNI talk while he whispers sweet nothing in her ear from the bedroom.
God.
I hate this fucking guy. I hate bro, I don't have any emotional stake in any of this. Putting the memes aside, I'm sure as these two ACC individuals go over their messages and conversations with SYNNI, they'll probably find out that she was a bit sympathy baity and being a lot less genuine than first seen, especially given that call. But I just think that it's great that what took Jar down was not the racism, was not the spelling like shit, but was deep down his incapable gooning addiction that he could just not stop. That he needed to just take it to everybody else's DMs. But, I mean, he did ask her, do you want to see my cock?
True.
You got to remember that.
True. Right, I'll let all of you go. Diesel will record an episode of Internet Explorer soon. Actually bring something
exactly,
out.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We'll do something this week.
Also, Xylee, fuck you. Not all of them are bangers. I've had some zingers tonight, woman.
All right, peace, guys. I'm gonna drop the call in a bit. Bye. Okay. I am back. We have AdSense. You can now give me money again. Like and subscribe to Cope and Seethe, and it's been a wonderful... How fucking base is it, by the way? How base is it that while Nick Diorio is streaming on the same topic, we've had like between 270 and 220 basically the entire fucking night? That is so fucking awesome, okay? That is so based. I hope everyone's enjoyed the stream. Bit of a Sunday one. I am back from my travels now. I do have more worky things coming up, so it might be a bit sporadic. Got some videos in the work and pipeline. I'm going to have a cigarette before we end and give anyone a chance that wants to ask any questions to me to ask me questions, because I know we like doing this at the end. And I say by we, I mean me, because it's fun talking to you guys. You know I appreciate you, all that kind of shit. Taste of crabs. No, fine. You saved your life today, bestie. I'm proud of you. Thank you for the 10. Oh, fuck. Actually, I need to go and read through. I've missed a load of fucking super chats because when I have callers on, I tend not to read them as much. Let me just go to fan funding. So we have Poochie with the 2. Animation meme community was a mistake. Jar Kai Rides with a 5. Jar bring up other bad dramas like we aren't going to side eye him about how maybe those are crimes too now. Thank you for the 5. Getsuberry with the 2. Makes a lot of sense when you don't think about it. So fucking true. Art Cryptid was Jar staring in the mirror while calling her an autistic gooner with a 5. I didn't give that a like. I fucking will though. Kai Rads with the 2. The ATC is the enemy. Who is left in the ACC? Also true. Getsuberry again with a 5. Look, I'm a retard and I'm listening to this like, what the fuck? Yeah, so true. Thank you for the 5. And Sony, give for the gifted 5. Again, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for the support. It is massively appreciated. I did pin Art Cryptid's comment from earlier because it is true. The ACC has given me tism. Becky, you still need to send me what your character looks like. Beetle Pins is actually working on a character sheet for me, like a reference sheet for the character. So talk to Beetle because she is undertaking that work. Good stream, bro. Thank you, Rifleman. I can see you in waiting, so I didn't pull you in. I wanted to keep it a bit light. I'll do a call-in stream at some point. Glad you were looking out for Kumo. Look, I mean, I'll be open and criticize Kumo when I have criticisms for him, but one of the reasons, like, somebody said to me, like, a while ago, it's like, why is it that, like, Kumo is somebody you'll, like, defend if you think he's wrong, or, like, you'll defend that, like, him as a person? Because Kumo has always and consistently, been able to disagree with me, or I've been able to disagree with the take he's had, and he's never flipped out at me. He's never started like slandering me. He's always been pretty fucking reasonable, and I think that's a sign that Kumu is like a decent fucking creator and a good person generally to have around. He doesn't just go, this person disagrees, so they're fucking dead to me, and they're, you know, and that's why I give Kumu time of day always. So yeah, like, and again, I think it was wrong here. I'm glad I've been able to, like, sort of shed a bit of light in that, because it's hard when you're in an echo chamber, not echo chamber. It's hard when you're, like, getting a lot of criticism from one fucking side to him, like, more reasonable criticisms knocking around. 199, do you plan on streaming SYNNI again? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure, maybe. The SYNNI stuff is a bit of a fucking mess all round. Potentially. I certainly plan to talk about Birdie at some point. So I don't know. My general take is that the SYNNI best stuff is SYNNI's kind of fucked and should stay fucked, basically. I have a feeling he would be able to jump out from this jars like a cockroach. You can't kill him even hitting him with radiation. I think that I think that if Jar releases a video on Lio Convoy and it's shit, then I will probably do more about Jar. I actually think I'll do more about Jar generally. I wanted to talk about Jar for a while. I think we're at the end of the Cine arc at this point. This is the zenith. Yeah, I mean, I did say that I'd come in at a point to the Cine stuff where, like, stuff was clear and laid out, and I could kind of just, like, grasp it and go, oh, this is what I think. And that's pretty much what I've done. Now, Cine's, like, older dramas and who Cine has been over the history of their time might be something I talk about as a retrospective. Probably be boring since it's rehashing things we already know. Yeah. Yeah, but the Birdie stuff, I think there's a lot of stuff there. I wanted to talk to Kumo about some of the stuff that's happened around Birdie and that group. We didn't get to do that tonight. I think we probably will when Kumo's ready to talk about it. I don't want to push Kumo to release that content on my stream. And I don't want to push Kumo until Kumo's ready. Basically, but I do want to talk about that because I'm interested from what I've seen and heard so far. Big Commentary Bros got him this time. Don't think that's ever happened before. He's fought with people like Diorio before and had like bust ups, but they weren't the size they are now, or at least like they don't have the like grip that they do now. It's a very different. Like we're in a different environment. Jar's a much weakened position. Just talking about the kind of political dynamics of the space. Because yeah, Doodle Tones is gone. Lio has been very chilled out. Lio's just doing his own thing. Yeah, is Jib still doing a Lio video? Jibs, are you ever fucking releasing that? Hey North, how you doing? Okay. Does anyone else have any like thoughts they want to say in chat? Anything else that occurring to them? How is Birdie Chris Chan? I think I said that there was a similarity to the way people have dealt with Cinebear to similarities with like how some of Chris Chan's trolls dealt with Chris Chan. Manly Claire's, oh, fuck's sake, yeah. Like I am not relitigating the fucking drama with that chick. I am not doing it. We've done it enough. I was one of the first people to read. In fact, I was the person who first relitigated that drama. We're not doing it again. I'm done. Okay? I have no interest in relitigating it. I'll fucking wood chip it myself. Jibs has been busy with life. Yeah, no, I know. Hey, Seraphy, how you doing? Birdie's Chris Chan levels of autistic. I think Birdie's worse. Unironically. Let me get who I'm gonna raid you into. Who am I sending you to? You got flip up. Do I send you to Queeman or do I send you to Nicholas Diorio? I think I'm sending you to Diorio, aren't I? Oh, I think I'm sending you to the Diorio. I think that's what makes sense. Let's just do that. And then do this. What a fucking night. Yeah, don't get used to Sunday streams. I will be back on Thursday. We will find something to talk about. It will be fun. I will enjoy it. I will enjoy it. Ellington with the 2. When you self-wood chipper, bring Rifleman with you. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you see the wonderful artwork I did of Kumo and Kumo? I'm not sure I did. Tweet it at me. Okay. This has been super fun. As always, I love you guys. I will see you very soon. And be good to each other. Take care of yourselves. Peace.